World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4141, Soul Gu. Chen Shang is short of tools. If two bald people can really be used as a cow and horse for him, that would be really good. Although Ape Demon Dragon is very capable, their status is too scary, and it is easy to poison people to death, so it is not convenient to help Chen Shang work outside. But the bald people from the Kun clan are different. They are good in their own strength, and because the Kun clan behind them is very strong, things will be much easier. Chen Shang thought that the bald heads who followed Guan Ying might have been staring at Guan Ying along the way, and would follow Guan Ying back. But now it seems that the old school people of the Kun clan came here mainly to find the refiner of the pill of growth. As for their purpose, Chen Shang still doesn't know. Chen Shang walked slowly. He did not walk towards Kanglan Sea City, but walked around on this very empty flat ground. Master Shen, they are here. Moying Shenhun reminded again. They have very strong souls, so be careful. After all, the Kun people are one of the 6 fate of souls, and that the soul is strong. Even the demon shadow divine soul is a little scared now. The two bald heads who came here were both the faces of middle-aged people, indicating that their seniority was very likely to be higher than Guan Ying, so Guan Ying did not realize that they were also normal. They all wore white robes and looked very easygoing. But when Chen Shang looked at them with heart and eyes, he saw that their character was extremely poor and they were not worthy of trust. What's the matter with the two of you? Chen Shang asked. He is not wearing a mask now, but there is a **** spot on his left face. Guan Ying had seen the dark spots on his face before, but she felt strange and didn't ask too much. After all, she had seen Chen Zhang's handsome face a long time ago. And these two people, seeing Chen Zhang's black spots, felt that this person was ugly, and their expressions gradually became less easygoing. This Kun clan also judged people by appearance, and Chen Shang didn't feel surprised. After all, he had long seen that these two people were not good. Are you the one who refines the pill for growth? A middle-aged bald head asked in a very strong tone. You seem to have just stepped into the most holy realm. Can you refine the birth pill? Is this your clone? Another middle-aged bald head asked. Are you sent by Guan Ying? Chen Shang asked pretendingly. No, we are here to supervise her. Are we lying to us? The middle-aged bald head asked. How much do you know about Guan Ying? What did Guan Ying say to you? You'd better answer truthfully, otherwise we will make you suffer for a lifetime. The other middle-aged threatened. Chen Shang had served these two naives, and suddenly felt that the Kun people were actually almost so stupid. Guan Ying just asked me to buy Dan. I don't know her, Chen Shang said. Who are you from Guan Ying? Why are you all bald? Did you refine the Shengfa pill? You immediately refine one for us. A middle-aged man grabbed Chen Shang by the collar with a very arrogant attitude. What are you doing? I have promised to sell it to Guan Ying. Why are you still looking for me? Chen Shang said angrily. You have to practice birth and hair pill in front of us. And tell us the whole process of refining the birth and hair pill, otherwise we will make you worse than death. The middle-aged man said angrily. Our strength is beyond your imagination. You are the best. Cooperate with us. I didn't expect that in places like Sanctuary, someone could create this kind of hair growth pill, otherwise we wouldn't bother to come to such a low-level place. The other middle-aged man looked around. I cooperate with you. Chen Shang pretended to be afraid. 2 elder brothers, I will refine it for you right away. Chen Shang guessed this. The Kun clan elder probably didn't want to always buy the hair growth pill from him, so he sent someone to follow Guan Ying to **** the pill. Afterwards, Chen Shang really carefully refined a furnace of hair growth pills, and it was a supplementary version. That is to say, he joined his secret Soul Gu. Chen Shang now wants to check whether the Soul Gu will be detected by the Kun tribe. The 2 Kun people in front of them should be relatively strong. If they can't find out, the Soul Gu will succeed. This has to be eaten by a complete soul to be useful. 2 elder brothers, you are not divided into souls, right? Chen Shang asked. Why should we separate the soul? Of course we are the complete soul. The middle-aged screamed. Seriously, refine alchemy. Chen Shang made alchemy in the open air, and what he brought out was the proud god furnace. The materials he put in were carefully explained to the 2 Kun people. Many materials need to be refined by Aoshi Shen furnace to produce specific effects and to refine hair growth pills. Without the proud furnace, it would be difficult to refine it even with the same materials. The key to refining the hair growth pill is the Ao Shi Shen furnace, and the other key is the non-life heaven art improved by Chen Shang through the Azure Dragon magic technique. The non-life heavenly dew soul crystal condensed through the non-life heavenly technique is also crucial. Chen Shang certainly wouldn't elaborate on the steps here, he just said that he would use the crystallization of his soul. Soon, Chen Shang produced 5 grains in one furnace. After the refining, the 2 Kun people each took 1 pill, and did not eat it immediately, but used various equipment for testing to ensure that there was no problem. The first thing they check is whether it is poisonous. This is easy to detect, just find a creature to eat it. The most important thing is not to eat dead people, as long as there is nothing poisonous, there will be no serious problems if you eat it. As for the control of the soul, the Kun people are not afraid at all. They think that the soul is very powerful and cannot be controlled at all. Chen Zhang's heart was so happy, these 2 Kun people were sent to the door to test the soul Jiyu for him. After seeing some tests, the 2 Kun people determined that there was nothing wrong with the Shengfa pill, and then they both happily ate them. The excitement could not be concealed in their eyes, showing that he has longed for hair for a long time. After the 2 of them ate it, a miracle happened very quickly, and they quickly grew their hair to the waist. If it weren't for Chen Zhang's presence, these 2 naive people would have embraced each other and wept, jumping for joy. 2 big brothers, I didn't lie to you, did I? Chen Shang asked. You have to teach us refining. The middle-aged man, suppressing the excitement in his heart, said coldly, you have to teach us thoroughly to refining the pill for refining, and then we will release you. And, you have to talk to us, sign the astral contract and become our slave. Refining the hair growth pill is very expensive for me. I have to rest for at least 3 days before I can start again. I will teach the 2 elder brothers hand in hand by then. Chen Shang calmed them. It takes at least 2 days for the soul Jiyu to grow. To ensure success, Chen Shang let the soul Jiyu grow for 3 days. As long as 3 days have passed, he will be able to appreciate the appearance of these 2 naive crying fathers and mothers. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4142, Unyielding. The 2 middle-aged Kun people became very happy after they had long flowing hair. However, this also made them even more want to master the refining hair growth pill. Seeing that Chen Shang was so obedient, they thought that Chen Shang had completely succumbed. So they are no longer suspicious now. Chen Shang said that they would rest for 3 days, and they also gave Chen Shang a rest. But they didn't allow Chen Shang to run around, so they let Chen Shang rest on the spot and just sit and recover outside this wilderness. Chen Shang didn't worry about it. He was very sure now that these 2 naive people would not do anything to him, because they both wanted to learn how to refine the pill for hair growth. If someone comes to attack him now, they can also block the incoming enemy with their strength. Chen Shang also waited patiently and at ease, waiting for the soul Jiyu to grow up. Soul Jiyu is refining by joining Chen Zhang's soul. As long as Chen Shang releases his own consciousness and perceives the soul Jiyu, he can awaken the soul Jiyu. Chen Shang took out a large and comfortable chair, leaned on it, and sat there for 3 days. Have you had enough rest? A middle-aged man shouted. If you have enough rest, hurry up and teach us how to refine the pill of regeneration. Chen Shang is now sitting on that comfortable chair leisurely, like an uncle. No, you have to become my slave first. The other middle-aged said. Only in this way can we ensure that you teach us alchemy sincerely. Do you know how to make alchemy? Chen Shang asked. These 2 naive alchemists are not like alchemists. Nonsense, of course we won't. The middle-aged said coldly. You have to teach us from scratch. Chen Shang rolled his eyes, and he suddenly felt that the Kun people are all silly and that Guanying is similar. Be quick, hurry up and voluntarily become our slaves, and give your soul to sign a master-servant contract with us. The middle-aged urged, his tone becoming very cold. 2 big brothers, I have good news and bad news to tell you. Chen Shang smiled and said, which one do you listen to first? What and what? Hurry up and tell the good news. The middle-aged man was annoyed by Chen Shang and took out a sword and pointed at Chen Shang. The good news is that the hair growth pill has been completely integrated into your soul. Even if your body is destroyed, you will be able to grow your hair when you regenerate your body. Chen Shang said, this is what I have passed through these 3 days. Observe it. The 2 naive people were even more happy when they heard it. They had tried to cut their hair before, but as long as they absorbed energy, they could grow out quickly. What about the bad news? The middle-aged asked. The bad news is, after Chen Shang finished speaking, he immediately awakened Soul Ji. After the Soul Ji awakened, with Chen Zhang's control, he began to sting these two silly souls. This is the bad news. I have added some ingredients to your hair growth pills. I can follow my control, and then stab your soul. Chen Shang laughed and said, "Two big brothers, you are really stupid." The two middle-aged Kun clan, both holding their heads and screaming on the ground, the pain from the depths of their souls made them unbearable. "Despicable bastard," the middle-aged yelled in agony and cursed. "Who is despicable? Obviously you are despicable to me first." Chen Shang sat on the chair, with his legs crossed, eating the fruit, and grinned. "Two eldest brothers, you said before that you want me to die. The feeling that life is better than death, is it the way you are now?" The two middle-aged people were anxious, but they couldn't attack Chen Shang at all now. The soul Gu implanted in their souls was so deep that they couldn't pull them out in a short time. They don't even know what it is. They are also reacting now. Since they can refine the hair growth pill, it is too easy to deal with their souls. I think that people who refine this kind of pill will give them 3,000 Kun clan's hair growth pill, even the elders of the Kun clan will eat it, the consequences are disastrous. Who the **** is this? Is Guan Ying already controlled? Don't want to harm our Kun clan. Despicable guy, do you want to control us this way? We won't let you succeed. You wait for us. The two men gritted their teeth as if making up their minds, then became demented and convulsed all over. These guys are very spineless. Chen Shang frowned, and the two men, like Guan Yaoshan, directly passed their consciousness back to the Kun clan. However, after passing it back, it will take a long time to reorganize into a soul, and then it will take time to rebirth, so Chen Shang is not too worried. The souls of Guan Yaoshan and these two people will not be reborn in a short time, which means that the Kun clan side will not know about him in a short time. Chen Shang searched out 2 storage rings from the two men, and then took out 2 life soul crystals from their heads. He opened their storage ring through these 2 life soul crystals and found that there were 5 billion DZI beads in each. Not bad. Chen Shang got 2 more swords from inside. Those 2 swords are also very good looking, better than K Yumeng's, but in Chen Zhang's eyes, they are definitely not better than Qinglong Tumodao's. Chen Shang was somewhat disappointed in not being able to get the 2 toolmen, but he caught 10 billion G beads, enough for him to use for a long time. With so many DZI beads, what kind of tools do people need? Chen Shang was also happy now, and then walked to Kanglan Sea City. He heard that there was a teleportation formation inside, so he wanted to see where he could teleport to. The other thing is that he wants to enter Kanglan Sea City to buy some things, and take them back to K Yumeng, a little girl. It is quite easy to enter Kanglan Sea City. It requires an access token, which originally needed to be purchased, but Chen Shang found 2 from the 2 silly storage bags, and he directly used their access tokens. Viewed from the outside, Kanglan Haicheng is surrounded by water curtains, but the inside is no different from most cities, except that the buildings are a bit peculiar, and most of them are made of azure blue materials. So after entering the city, it looked like a blue sky, just like the sea. Chen Shang didn't get to know Kanglan Sea City, which is so big, and his current strength is too low, and many things are difficult to handle, so he can only buy some good-looking clothes and leave in a hurry. With the DZI, he can use the 6 divine mirrors to fly back to the Dakan Gate, without having to run with the monkey dragon on his back. Chen Shang also returned to Dakan Gate at night. When he entered the Baolo, K Yumeng was not here. But on the desk in the hall, there was a note left by K Yumeng. Brother Shen, something happened to my father, I'm going to save him. Chen Shang frowned when he saw this note. This little girl, don't wait for me. Worried and helpless, Chen Shang could only release the demon soul, to follow the breath left by K Yumeng to see if he could find where this little girl was. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4143, Kunzu Villa. The demon shadow spirit can fly fast, so Chen Shang asked him to help find him, so that he can know where K Yumeng is faster. Chen Shang didn't wait long in the treasure building before the demon shadow soul flew back. Shen Gongzi, Yu Meng is kneeling in front of a big prison. After the demon shadow returned, he immediately told Chen Shang what he had discovered. Chen Shang was relieved when he learned that K Yumeng was fine. It should be her father who was arrested and put in jail. She is going to intercede. Chen Shang probably guessed something. Why was K Yuanfei suddenly imprisoned? He is an elder. Chen Shang didn't understand, so he could only find K Yumeng back first. The demon shadow led the way, and Chen Shang left the villa and walked quickly towards the prison. Many people were watching him along the way, because there was a large black spot on his face, which was very conspicuous. However, even if he has dark spots on his face, he can still be seen from the contours of his face that he is originally very handsome and his facial features are all good-looking. Adding dark spots makes him very contradictory. A very beautiful face, but there is a dark spot, it is very regrettable. Chen Shang didn't care at all, he just wanted to see Yumeng soon. In Da Kun sect, there was suddenly a figure like Chen Shang, and everyone was very curious, because he should be very famous like him. Chen Shang also didn't know that he could not continue to stay in Dakan Gate. After all, something happened to Yuanfei now, and his identity token was given by Yuanfei. If he was investigated, he might be implicated. However, he still had a token in his hand, which was given to him by Guanying, and asked him to go to Kunzu Mountain Villa to find the Kunzu grandmother. After Chen Shang planned to see Yumeng, he would take her to find Grandma Kunzu. He was also very curious about that Grandma Kunzu. The title of Kunzu, that should be called the Kunzu ancestor. But Guanying didn't care at all about it, it seemed that Guanying gave her such a title. In the west area of Dokumen, there is a very deserted area, where many huge black stone buildings are built. This is the big prison of Dakan Gate, which is dedicated to detaining people. Yumeng knelt outside a stone building, crying with rain. Yumeng. After seeing her, Chen Shang rushed over and helped her up. Brother Shen, Daddy was arrested. I can't save him, I'm really useless. Yumeng threw into Chen Zhang's arms and burst into tears. Someone framed him to steal the Dakan cheats, Daddy to be imprisoned for 300 years. There are no people here either, mainly because it is gloomy and full of hostility, so most of the time no one will approach. If Yumeng dared to come here alone, he was already very courageous, because the ghost knew whether there would be any strange guys out of these prisons. Don't cry, Yumeng, let's go back first, and then think of a way. Okay, with Brother Shen here, your father will be fine. Chen Shang wiped away Yumeng's tears, and said softly, you have to be strong, you can't cry when you encounter things, be brave and strong, or you will let those who bully you see jokes. Yumeng only felt that Chen Shang was her only support now, and she was now worried that Chen Shang would leave her. Because her father was arrested, she had no backing, so she was afraid that Chen Shang would dislike her as being powerless. Let's go. Chen Shang pulled Yumeng, first left the prison area, and then walked on the unmanned road, and asked in a low voice, Yumeng, do you know where Kunzu Villa is? Chen Shang intends to let Yumeng take him directly to Kunzu Villa, as long as he finds Granny Kunzu, everything will be easy. Ah, that's a forbidden area, we can't go. You can't get close, you will be decapitated. Yumeng was shocked. Yumeng, do you believe in Brother Shen? Chen Shang whispered. If you believe Brother Shen can save your dad, then take me, I have very important things. Yumeng hesitated, then nodded, then dragged Chen Shang across several paths. She was cautious all the way, avoiding many people, walked for half an hour in Dakan Gate, and finally came to a villa. After coming here, Chen Shang was taken aback. It's daylight now, but the villa is shrouded in grey mist. The villa has no walls, but many huge stone monuments surround the entire villa. The stone stels are engraved with red curses, shining with evil red light. These stone stels are surrounded to form a formation, covering the entire Kunzu Villa. The gate of Kunzu Villa is a ***** archway. Now it looks tattered, and the inside cannot be seen from the gate because it is shrouded in thick grey fog. Brother Shen, this is Kunzu Villa, why are you here? Yumeng was very curious along the way, but didn't dare to ask more for fear of being heard by others. Is it always like this? Chen Shang asked. The ancestors who founded Dokumen live in Kunzu Villa. But something happened suddenly many years ago, and then it became like this, and this place became a forbidden place. Yumeng whispered, and then hugged him tightly. Zhang's arm. Yumeng looked very scared and looked around from time to time. She shuddered when the wind blew out. Many years ago. When did it happen? Chen Shang asked again. Did you be like this when you were a child? Chen Shang remembered Guanying saying that she had visited Grandma Kun more than 10 years ago. I don't know. Dad told me that when I was sensible. Yumeng pulled Chen Shang and said, Brother Shen, it's dangerous here. I'm scared. Are you going to find Kunzu? What? Yeah, I'm here, don't be afraid. Chen Shang touched her face, and then called Demon Shadow Spirit to go in and explore. Demon Shadow God Soul is not afraid of anything, he is from the realm of God, and places like the realm can't stop him. After the demons flew over, after trying for a long time, they couldn't fly into the archway of the villa. Shen Gongzi, there is resistance. Demon Shadow said. Chen Shang thought for a while, then took out the token Guan Ying gave him, took out the 6 magic mirrors, and walked over with Ke Yumeng. Brother Shen, do you really want to go in? Ke Yumeng became even more frightened, the yin air here was really scary. But Chen Shang was not afraid at all. When he approached the archway in front of the gate of the villa, the token in Chen Zhang's hand exuded a warm light, which made Ke Yumeng more comfortable. Chen Shang held the token and walked in easily. After entering, there is no cave inside. It is a very beautiful valley, with birds and flowers, and full of business. Where is the lifeless and gloomy look like before? This is the true face of Kunzu Villa, it's just an illusion outside. After Ke Yumeng came in, he was shocked. However, at this moment, 2 figures suddenly appeared, and then a cold light flashed, and 2 swords were placed on the necks of Shen Shang and Ke Yumeng. They are 2 young guards, their strength is extremely strong, but Chen Shang already holds a single bead in his hand. He saw that these 2 guards had no intention of killing, and he did not pinch the virus strain. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4144, Arrogant Sister. 2 eldest brothers, we are here to find Grandma Kunzu. Chen Shang said quickly. We are all disciples of Dakun sect, we are all our own. The 2 guards knew that most of the disciples of Dakun sect who were able to enter Kunzu Villa were mostly Dakun sect disciples, otherwise they would have killed them. How did you get in? A guard asked seriously. I have a token in my hand. Chen Shang took out the token Guan Ying gave him, but he didn't hand it to the guard. The demon shadow spirit has been with Chen Shang, so Chen Shang is also very calm now. Even if he does not use poison, the demon shadow spirit can kill the 2 guards. After the 2 guards saw the token in Chen Zhang's hand, they moved the sword away. Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng were also now, only to see this beautiful valley. There are several very ancient and elegant small buildings, there are not many people living in them. At this moment, there was a woman in a yellow dress riding a deer from a distance. This woman was extremely beautiful, with snowy skin and picturesque eyebrows, but she gave a very cold and arrogant feeling. In her eyes, it seemed that nothing in the world was worthy of her. As she approached, she felt more and more arrogant and contemptuous in her eyes when she looked at people. And her beauty also made Ke Yumeng unable to raise her head. This woman is the most beautiful woman she has ever seen, far more beautiful than her evil sister Ke Chodong, especially the temperament she has on her body, which is not what Ke Chodong has. But in Chen Zhang's eyes, she was just an average woman, far less beautiful and lovely than a kind-hearted girl like Ke Yumeng. Chen Shang used his soul proposition to look at this woman with the heart and eyes, and found that this woman was also a very bad person. Meet sister. When the 2 young and handsome guards saw the woman coming, they knelt on their knees very respectfully, and shouted in unison while bowing. Chen Shang only felt surprised. Just to a senior sister, is it necessary to give such a gift? Even if you see master, there is no need to bow down, right? That is, the kind of person who thinks that he is supreme will ask others to show him this kind of courtesy. There was no change in the expression on the woman's cold and beautiful face, her eyes full of arrogance. She just swiped the 2 kneeling young men gently, and the contempt in the corners of her eyes made no secret. She really looked down on these 2 goalkeepers. Who are you? The woman looked at Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng. Seeing that both of them were unsightly, she frowned and snorted. Where is the ugly monster? There are tokens. The woman in front of him was very beautiful, but Chen Shang felt extremely uncomfortable, so he wanted to look for Grandma Kun, and for the time being. The token was given by an older sister named Guan. She asked me to come to Grandma Kun. Chen Shang replied. I'm asking, who are you? Can't you understand human words? The woman's tone was very bad. Also, why don't you salute when you see me? Who are you? Why do you want to salute you? Chen Shang asked with an unhappy expression. Do you really don't know if I am Fu Yu or fake? The woman seemed very angry. Chen Shang only wondered how did people with this personality get used to it. When he heard the woman in front of him named Fu Yuya, Ke Yumeng trembled and his face became extremely frightened. He was about to kneel down, but was held by Chen Shang. We are here to find Grandma Kun, not to kneel you. Chen Shang naturally has a temper, especially when others make him kneel. Master is no longer in the villa. Now I am in charge of Kunzu Villa. No matter who you are, you must abide by the rules at Dakun Sector Kunzu Villa. When you see me, you must salute. Fu Yuya's eyes suddenly it became very cold. She's not here, then let's go. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he pulled Kei Yumeng around and left. Fu Yuya gritted her teeth in anger, took a step forward, and wanted to make a move, but seeing that Chen Shang was holding the token in hand, she gave up her idea of making the move, showing that she had scruples about the token. Stop, how did the token come from? Are people like you worthy of this token? Don't want to leave if you don't say it clearly. Fu Yuya shouted coldly. That's all right, I'll stand here. Kill me if you have a seed, I will see the person who gave me this token, what will happen to you then? Chen Shang smiled coldly. Since you know this token, you must know who gave me the token, right? Fu Yuya didn't know much, only knew that even her master Kunzu grandmother was in awe of that person. So she also stayed still, standing there coldly glaring at Chen Shang. Come on, Chen Shang sneered. Try to move me. Once I find out that the token was not given to you by the adult, then your death date will come. Fu Yuya scolded angrily. You get out of here. I have this token, and I should be waiting for Grandma Kun. You are disrespectful to me, and I will remember this account. When the adult comes, I will explain everything to her. Chen Shang snorted scream. Just like you are ugly and weak, how could that adult take care of you? Wait, I will definitely find evidence to prove that there is a problem with your token. Fu Yuya was anxious, how can I be so angry? Chen Shang has taken Kei Yumeng out of Kunzu Villa, and he is not good at dealing with Yuya. After all, she is Grandma Kun's apprentice, and she seems to have a very good talent, otherwise she would not be proud of it. Master Sister, do you want us to follow him secretly? The guard asked. No, put this matter aside for now. We can't attack Master until we find him. Just in case. I'm talking about an accident, the token was really given to him by the adult, and if I attack him, then we will all die. Fu Yuya is still very jealous. Chen Shang, who left Kunzu Villa, didn't know about the disappearance of Kunzu's mother-in-law, but he didn't take it too seriously. Now he can only find another way, he can't rely on other people's help. He thought he could catch two Kun people as slaves, but he didn't expect that they would not give in and destroy themselves. Later, I thought I found Grandma Kun for help, but now not only did not find it, but also offended Fu Yuya, who seemed to be of great status. Brother Shen, we are in big trouble. Kei Yumeng was very scared and said. The senior sister Fu Yuya, who was designated as the successor of Dakun sect, is very powerful. What is her cultivation base now? Chen Shang asked. She is the youngest and strongest disciple of the great sacred realm in Dakun sect for so many years. Kei Yumeng said in a panic, and she has a very high status, except for some elders, whoever sees her must salute. I did not expect her, it's actually Grandma Kun's apprentice, no wonder. She is Grandma Kun's apprentice. Chen Shang shook her head. Grandma Kun is blind. How can she accept this kind of apprentice? Big brother Shen, you will be heard by others. But Kei Yumeng was terrified. Chen Shang said that Fu Yuya was ill-informed, and even said Granny Kunzu. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4145, Mysterious Guest. However, Kei Yumeng now has some resentment towards Dakun sect, because her father went to jail for injustice, and there are many people in power in Dakun sect, who are very despicable and have extremely poor character. For example, the old sister Fu Yuya just now is a very disgusting arrogant person. Chen Shang didn't find Grandma Kunzu this time, and he didn't know if Fu Yuya was lying, but he didn't put all his hopes on Grandma Kunzu. After all, he was not familiar with the Grand Khan ancestor. Although Guan Ying introduced him to Kunzu's mother-in-law, Guan Ying is not here, and Chen Zhang's strength is limited. Fu Yuya from Kunzu Villa is very strong, and it is impossible for him to break into it. Yumeng, what's the matter with Dakun sect? Your dad is also an elder anyway, so why is he imprisoned so hastily? Dakun sect is really sure, your dad stole important secrets. Chen Shang said very puzzled, I always feel that there is something wrong with it. Yes, the penalty elder is responsible for handling it. The penalty elder is Kei Chodong's mother. Kei Yumeng was even more sad, lowered his head and said, Kei Chodong and his brothers and sisters were driven out of Ada's villa, and the penalty elder is taking revenge on Ada. Kei Yuanfei is an elder. He is now imprisoned and is still charged with such a serious crime. Even if he is released later, his reputation is completely ruined. That penalty elder is really a ruthless character. They even dare to do your dad, and they will definitely do it to you. Yumeng, you must not run around during this time, you must follow Brother Shen, you know. Chen Shang suddenly pulled tightly Ke Yumeng's hand. He hasn't dealt with Ke Yumeng yet, and maybe he hasn't arranged all kinds of criminal evidence. Brother Shen, why are there so many unfair Dakun sects? I am obviously very good, but because of my inferior appearance, I was squeezed out, and my dad, obviously, has been loyal to Dakun sect and has paid so much over the years, but was framed and imprisoned. The more Ke Yumeng talked about it, the more sad she became, because since she was a child, she had a deep affection for Dakun sect. Now she has gradually come into contact with the sinister hearts of the Dakan Gate, as if everything she respects and believes has been broken. Yumeng, where there are people, there are all kinds of intrigues. You are usually too weak and don't know how to resist. Now you can be regarded as resisting, only to come into contact with these dark things. Chen Shang was not surprised at this kind of thing, he had lived for so many years, and had been mixed with so many large and small sect forces. Unless the people in power use their extremely high prestige and various skills to rectify the atmosphere and maintain it, can a high-level sect force be less sinister? Such sect forces also exist, and they are often very powerful, but very few. Brother Shen, what shall we do next? Ke Yumeng suddenly reproached himself. I blamed me for being bad. Brother Shen was implicated in. Brother Shen, why don't you just leave Dakan Gate? You continue. It will be dangerous to stay here. She suddenly remembered that Chen Shang had offended Fu Yuya just now, and that Fu Yuya was that kind of person. It is impossible not to retaliate against Chen Shang. It's okay, I will continue to stay here. Chen Shang had more ways to do it, but it really didn't work, so he hid and waited for Guanying to come over. Guanying is the true founder of Dakun sect, but not many people in Dakun sect know about it. After all, she was hidden behind the scenes. Chen Shang now has another trick, that is, he has a large number of DZI beads, a total of 20 billion, even in the Dakun sect, it is a fortune that cannot be underestimated. Sometimes wealth is power. On the way back, Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng were still more worried about being counted, so they let the ghosts and spirits wander around them. With the patrolling of the demon soul and soul, it is difficult for those assassins to get close to Chen Shang, and Chen Zhang's own spirit is also very powerful. Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng returned the same way, far away from the mysterious Kunzu mountain villa, and when they passed a large mountain villa, the demon soul suddenly flew back. Shen Gongzi, I was discovered. This is very abnormal. People in sanctuary, even if they are strong, it is difficult to find me. Demon Shadow said. Even the previous two people from the Kun clan had not been able to discover the Demon Shadow soul, so let alone a sanctuary. Chen Shang took Ke Yumeng to continue walking, while talking with Demon Shadow Divine Soul secretly. Did anyone who found you follow you out? Chen Shang asked. No, although I was found, I was not tracked down. Demon Shadow Soul said. It is not easy to have such a person in sanctuary. Chen Shang stopped and looked at the big mountain villa inside the fence. The environment inside was very good, with scattered single courtyard houses. The person who found the demon soul is in this large mountain villa. Yumeng, what's inside? Chen Shang asked. He thought the people in the villa should not be too strong. With an identity of Ke Yuanfei's level, the villa where he is located is alone, and the location is also very good. Although the environment of this Dashanzhuang is good, its location at Dakan Gate is relatively biased, in the southwest, near the edge of Dakan Gate. This villa is the residence of some distinguished guests. There are many powerful catching elders in Dakun Men. They are not the core of Dakun Men, but they are a very powerful force in Dakun Men. Ke Yumeng said. Can outsiders go in? Chen Shang wanted to go in and see the man who found the demon shadow soul. Being able to perceive the existence of the demon shadow god and soul means that that person must not be weak, and has something extraordinary. Of course, this villa is not strict. I went in to play before, and I met those catching elders with Dad. Ke Yumeng said. Go, let's go in and take a look. Chen Shang pulled Ke Yumeng towards the gate of the villa. Brother Shen, why are you going in? Ke Yumeng asked. She was very curious about it. Just go in and stroll around. Chen Shang didn't say he was looking for someone, after all, he didn't know if he could find someone. The demon shadow spirit flew ahead and led the way, and Chen Shang followed the demon shadow spirit. Sure enough, this catching villa can be entered casually, and the gate is not guarded. The demon shadow spirit took Chen Shang and flew to a small river, where there was an old woman and a beautiful young woman. When Chen Shang saw the woman from a distance, he felt that she was somewhat similar to Fu Yuya, and almost thought it was Fu Yuya. Of course, the old woman who cares most about Chen Shang is the old woman. Although she looks ordinary, her soul is very powerful. Does she also have a soul gift? No wonder she can perceive the ghost spirit. Chen Shang was secretly surprised. Suddenly, he felt that this old woman was very likely to be the old woman Kunzu, but why did she live in Ketching Villa? Is she pretending to be Elder Ketching? It's really boring to always stay in Kunzu Villa, and it's normal to come out and breathe. She should be Grandma Kunzu. Chen Shang said in his heart. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4146, Kunzu Real Body. Although Chen Shang only guessed that the old woman was Grandma Kunzu, he thought it was very possible. He remembered that Guanying had said that Guanying accidentally rescued Grandma Kunzu, who was a little girl, and then raised her to become her right-hand man in the sanctuary. Those who can be favored and cultivated by Guanying must be unique. Granny Kunzu has a soul gift, even if the soul is not particularly powerful, because of the particularity of the soul gift, it can perceive the existence of the demon's soul. In the past, Chen Shang didn't know the existence of Soul Fu. It was when he met the mother of the Heaven clan later that he knew about Soul Fu. Heavenly Clan Mother has said that there are very few people who possess soul prowess, so she envied Chen Shang very much. Chen Shang was able to see the demon shadow divine soul directly at the beginning. He thought it was because his soul was too powerful. Now it seems that it should be the soul empowerment that enabled him to see the demon shadow divine soul. After bringing Chen Shang here, the demon shadow soul was hidden in Chen Zhang's 6 mirrors. He was very unaccustomed to being perceived by others, which made him feel very insecure. Yumeng, do you know this old woman? Chen Shang looked forward and asked Ke Yumeng next to him in a low voice. Ke Yumeng could also see the old woman and the woman by the river from a distance, but her attention was all on the woman. Because that beautiful young woman looks very similar to Fu Yuya, but a closer look reveals that there are many differences. I don't know, but the sister next to the old woman looks a lot like Fu Yuya. Ke Yumeng said quietly, for fear of being seen. Chen Shang thought that the old woman had discovered them, but because this Ketching Villa often had disciples coming in, the old woman didn't feel that there was anything wrong. Now, Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng walked towards the old woman. Ke Yumeng was suddenly a little nervous. She was quite afraid to provoke another person like Fu Yuya. Although the old woman's appearance is very ordinary, she has a good temperament and looks very energetic. She has not many wrinkles on her face. She looks full of white hair, but she can still see how beautiful she was once. When the old woman saw Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng coming over, she just smiled gently at them. With her elegant temperament, she felt very comfortable and approachable. Ke Yumeng also smiled sweetly at the old woman, as if in return. The old woman was sculpted against a stele by the river, as if she was carving runes, while the beautiful woman took it seriously. The woman also glanced at Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng. Unlike Fu Yuya, when she looked at people, her eyes seemed to stand on top of her head, full of arrogance and contempt. The woman and Fu Yuya look alike, but when she saw Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng just now, she just took a casual look, like she was looking at a stranger. This caused Ke Yumeng to relax a lot, but she could also see that the old woman was the best here. Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng walked over, and the old woman turned her head to look at them again, just smiled, while the woman frowned lightly and didn't say anything, but she didn't like someone approaching. As expected, the old woman was engraving runes on the stone tablet, and the stone tablet was to be used to form a monument array. The steel array is very common in the sanctuary. Sometimes a steel can be formed into a steel array, and its power is also great. This kind of steel is also specially refined and has storage space to store energy sources, or store various elements such as water and fire, thunder, lightning, wind, etc., can be released as needed. Chen Shang is not proficient in runes, but he is now very savvy, and among his women, there are many proficient rune refining devices. With them, even if they are not proficient, they will know a little bit. Chen Shang released his spiritual sense and went directly to scan the rune on the stone tablet. The old woman also sensed it, and looked at Chen Shang in surprise. Little brother, are you also the elder Ketching? The old woman asked. The woman next to the old woman was very puzzled. How could this ugly boy with ***** spots be elder Ketching? The old woman asked this because she had guessed based on Chen Zhang's spiritual knowledge. The divine consciousness that Chen Shang released just now is not powerful, but it has a very high cohesion, which most people can't perceive it. At that time, the old woman could perceive it. The old woman knows very well that people with this kind of spiritual cohesion are not ordinary people. No, Chen Shang smiled and said, "Old lady, are you the elder Ke Qing?" "I don't know how to call it. I am Kun Min, and I have been here as elder Keqing for over 10 years. The old woman smiled. "Little brother, what do you think of my runes?" Hearing this name, Chen Shang must be Kunzu grandma. Just as he guessed, this grandma Kunzu actually pretended to be the elder Keqing to come out to breathe. I am afraid that even the high level of Dakun sect did not know it. The elders and head teachers of Dakun sect have changed many times, and the place where Kunzu Villa is located is desolate and gloomy. They may have never seen this old man before. Chen Shang frowned and looked at the runes on the steel, silent. "Little brother, but you say it's okay." Kun Min smiled gently. "Very bad," Chen Shang said. "Nonsense, Kun. Granny Kunmin's rune level is not among the best in the sanctuary, but it's no problem to rank in the top 100. You know, the sanctuary is so big, and many people understand runes. Being in the top 100 means that the level is at the top." The woman next to Kun Min immediately retorted Chen Shang seriously. "Fu Yuan, how many times have I said it? Don't say what rune level 1 am in the top 100. Kun Min shook his head and sighed. Yuan, your tone was too aggressive just now. Little brother, apologize." At this time, both Chen Shang and Ke Yumeng are sure that this woman named Fu Yuan is Fu Yuya's sister. "My son, I'm sorry." Seeing Kun Min's anger, Fu Yuan was also panicked and could only apologize quickly, but from her look, she was still very dissatisfied. "Mother-in-law, why are you so humble? This person obviously doesn't understand anything." Fu Yuan bit her lip, still couldn't help but whispered, "I was really angry for you just now." Because he was right. The runes I carved on this tablet are really bad. Kun Min said, Yuan, can't you see it?" Fu Yuan was stunned. She was also learning runes. Among the younger generation, her runes level was extremely high. But the runes engraved on the steel by Kun Min were so profound and complicated that Fu Yuan couldn't understand it at all. "Can't answer yourself. Doesn't it seem like you are very good?" But she insisted that Kun Min's runes were of very high level, but Grandma Kun Min admitted that it was bad. "Can you understand it?" Kun Min said a little harsher. "I don't understand." Kun Min gritted his teeth and admitted, but was still very dissatisfied, and said to Chen Shang. Then he said, "It's bad, what's the bad? Can you tell me something?" World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4147, Sanctuary. Yuan, don't be rude." Kun Min shouted harshly. In her eyes, Chen Shang is not simple, and Fu Yuan is very rude to talk to others like this. "Mother-in-law, I really can't see him talking about such nonsense." Fu Yuan suddenly grabbed Kun Min's arm and acted coquettishly, "I'm talking for you. Little brother, this girl was not very polite to you just now. I will accompany you for him. Please forgive me and don't care about her." Granny Kun Min can only apologize, showing that she still loves Fu Yuan a bit. Fu Yuan was very upset, and snorted softly with a puffed face. Ke Yumeng stayed by her side and dared not speak, mainly because she was a little afraid of Fu Yuan, because she knew that Fu Yuan was a very important disciple of Dakun sect. She had never heard of Fu Yuan, but she accidentally saw a purple gold jade pendant on Fu Yuan's waist. Fu Yuya also has the same purple gold jade pendant. Only the very important disciples of Dakun sect can possess the purple gold jade pendant. Such disciples will be trained as future elders or head teachers. Chen Shang didn't know about it. He didn't even take Fu Yuya seriously, let alone Fu Yuan. "Mother-in-law, the runes you carved are messy and have no charm, so they are terrible." Chen Shang also explained what was terrible. What are you talking about?" Fu Yuan became even more angry. She respected Kun Min very much, and she was even more angry when she heard someone seriously appraise Kun Min's rune level and she was still a teenager. Chen Shang ignored her and continued, "But this is also normal. After all, this kind of rune comes from God's domain. At your current level, it is already very good to be able to carve it." Hearing Chen Zhang's words, Kun Min nodded and then sighed. Fu Yuan, who was next to him, was dumbfounded. The runes from God's domain are naturally very complicated and profound. Granny Kun Min would indeed engrave them very badly. After all, this is beyond her own realm. Fu Yuanyuan stopped speaking, and lowered her head in shame, because she had never seen that it was a rune from God's domain before. Little brother is right, right. I am so lofty, Kun Min admitted very humbly. Mother-in-law, if you carve such a difficult rune, you can still carve it. It's really good, Fu Yuanyuan comforted. She didn't dare to see Chen Shang now. Yuanyuan, you have been with me for so long, haven't you seen the difference between the runes of the gods and the runes of the sanctuary? Kun Min sighed. You have to work harder in the future, you are too much for me this time. Disappointed. Mother-in-law, I am so useless, I will definitely study hard in the future. Fu Yuanyuan dropped her head again, almost crying. Actually, she can't see it and it's normal. Because mother-in-law, the way you carved runes in your thinking, as well as the entire structure, have the smell of sanctuary runes. Mother-in-law, you haven't jumped out of the inherent thinking of sanctuary runes, so even if the runes you engraved are from the gods, they are still sanctuary runes. If you don't have any research on the runes of the gods, you won't be able to see them. Shen Shang said. He was not helping Yuanyuan, but telling the truth. This also pointed out the fatal problem of Kun Min's engraving of the god's domain rune. Kun Min suddenly gave an initiation, and he was stunned on the spot, savoring what Chen Shang said just now. Fu Yuanyuan was shocked. She naturally knew what Chen Shang said just now, which gave Kun Min a lot of insight. That's it, that's it. Thanks for your little brother's advice. Kun Min suddenly realized, and quickly thanked him. You're welcome, you're welcome. This is just my superficial opinion. Chen Shang smiled and said, Mother-in-law, there is nothing wrong with learning God's domain rune now, but you have to change your mind. If you still use it to understand the rune of the sanctuary with the thinking of the rune of the sanctuary, then you understand that it is only the rune of the sanctuary. I understand, I understand. The rune of the gods is a big breakthrough, far surpassing the runes of the sanctuary, so naturally it can't be understood directly as the runes of the sanctuary. Kun Min nodded repeatedly. Kun Min felt that Chen Shang was not easy, and smiled. Little brother, were you floating outside just now? She was talking about the demon soul, but she didn't know what it was, so she thought it was the soul of Chen Shang. Did you bother your mother-in-law? Chen Shang smiled. No, no, Kun Min asked. Little brother, are you also with the practice refining rune? No, I am an alchemist. The way of runes, my master is proficient. Chen Shang said. He didn't lie, and Xiao Shanglin was considered his master, indeed very proficient in one rune. Kun Min didn't ask much about Chen Zhang's master. She subconsciously felt that this ugly boy was most likely from the Kun clan. At the beginning, she felt that Chen Shang had a very strong spiritual sense, and she began to have this kind of suspicion. In her opinion, only people from the Kun clan had this kind of spiritual sense and knowledge of runes. Yuanyuan, I want to go into the house with this little brother to discuss some runes. You accompany this little girl outside, don't bully her. If you dare to bully her, I will be very angry. Kun Min touched Fu Yuanyuan's face and smiled. Mother-in-law, don't worry. This little sister is so cute, why am I bullying her? Fu Yuanyuan now also knows that Chen Zhang's origins are extraordinary. People who can see the runes of the gods at a glance, and can also point Kun Min to one or two, must be an expert. And she also felt that Chen Shang was very guilty of Chen Shang before helping her speak, but she was embarrassed to apologize. So she plans to be more enthusiastic about Ke Yumeng, hoping to make up for it and make her impression of Chen Shang better. Little brother, please inside. Kun Minlang smiled, and then led the way to the small building. After entering, Kun Min immediately whispered, Little brother, did the Kun clan send you here? Chen Shang didn't say directly, just took out the token Guan Ying gave him. Mother-in-law, this is given to me by Sister Guan. Chen Shang said. Sister Guan said, take this token to Kunzu Villa to find Granny Kunzu, so she can give it some convenience. Master, is she okay? Mother-in-law Kun Min was so excited that she almost cried holding the token. Chen Shang didn't expect that Kun Min would call Guan Ying his master. She's fine, by the way, mother-in-law, why aren't you in Kunzu Villa? You came here as a guest Ching? Chen Shang asked. Oh, I just want to change my lifestyle, hoping to improve my mood. Kun Min returned the token to Chen Shang and said, Master came to see me once more than a decade ago and said she would never see again. Let me follow my own path and say that our bond between master and apprentice is over. Sister Guan said it casually, she will come in a while. Chen Shang quickly laughed. Really? Kun Min grabbed Chen Zhang's hands excitedly and asked, little brother, what is your relationship with the master? Are you really her brother? I am not from the Kun clan. I just met her by chance. She said that after a while, she would come to Da Kun sect to find me. Chen Shang said. Kun Min is a very good old man, and Chen Shang has seen it carefully before. He was finally relieved, because he could find a reliable helper soon. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4148, Shen Tianxi. Kun Min was very happy when she learned that Guan Ying was coming to Da Kun Gate, and the smile on her face became even thicker. Mother-in-law, you hide here as the elder of Keqing, do they know the elder of Dakuman? Chen Shang asked. Of course they don't, only Yuan knows and her father knows that her father is the instructor, and they will keep secrets for me. Without my permission, they would not say anything. Kun Min said. Is the title Kun Min your real name? Chen Shang asked. It's my real name, and the master took it for me, but not many people know that Kunzu's name is Kunmin. The other elders of Dakuman just treat me as a descendant of Kunzu. Kunmin smiled. Dao. Mother-in-law, are you too boring in Kunzu Villa? That's why you want to come out to breathe? Chen Shang laughed. You pretend to be the elder Keqing and mix in the Da Kun sect. You can learn a lot of interesting things about Da Kun sect. Really, I have been here for more than 10 years, and I rarely have contact with the outside world. I have never understood the current situation of Dakan Gate deeply. It should be the same as before. Anyway, I have already abdicated, and only Dak and I will come forward when the door is in trouble, Kun Min said. After Da Kun sect became a party power, and the overall stability became stable, Kun Min didn't want to worry about so many things, or even ignore it. After all, she also needed to cultivate. Mother-in-law, look at this black spot on my face. Chen Shang pointed to his face and said, I got it on purpose. Oh, why, do you think you are too good-looking? Kun Min smiled and said, you little guy, you are also very interesting. In Dakuman, the groups are divided by appearance. Yumeng and I, that is, the cute little girl outside, are both classified as inferior. Chen Shang said. What, there is such a thing? Kun Min frowned. Isn't this just a fool? I don't know, it hasn't been long since I came to Da Kun sect. Chen Shang said, Mother, what do you think of Yumeng's qualifications? As that little girl, the roots are pretty good. It should be similar to Yuan. Kun Min did secretly probe Yumeng's qualifications just now. Her father is an elder, but because she is not too beautiful, she is classified as inferior. Chen Shang said again. It's really messy. Kun Min was a little angry, but she sighed, let them play foolishly. I said back then that I would no longer ask about the affairs of Dakan sect. If there are any consequences, I will be held accountable again, Chen Shang also understands Kun Min's current thoughts, that she doesn't want to participate in all the things of Da Kun sect anymore. After all, she has managed to get out of it. What she is pursuing now is to break through and enter the realm of God as soon as possible. Mother-in-law, I want to ask you to do me a little favor. Chen Shang said, Yumeng's father is an elder. He was framed and put in jail. That's okay, I'll let Yuan's father check it out. Kun Min nodded. If he is really framed, he will be fair. That's fine, thank you mother-in-law for helping. Chen Shang quickly thanked. Quote. Although Chen Shang said so, he also knew that Kun Min would not come forward directly, which meant that the matter was still very unclear. So he still had to make two-handed preparations. After all, he had promised Yumeng to rescue Yuanfei. Chen Shang also felt a little depressed. Originally, the Heavenly Clan mother arranged for Yuanfei to take care of him, but he did not expect that it was him who wanted to take care of Yuanfei and his daughter. Chen Shang is now also looking for a place to live and practice, and then wait for the women of 100 Blossoms to enter the sanctuary, and then reunite with them, and he can use his powerful power to protect them. They have to help the Heavenly Mother's soul race enter the Heavenly Mother's sacred wilderness, and retrieve that fateful soul, which is somewhat risky, and Chen Shang should help them as much as possible. Little brother, I don't know your name yet. Kun Min said. My name is Chen Shang. Chen Shang also said his name directly. Kun Min didn't react much, so she had never heard of the name, Chen Shang, either. Little brother, do you know a little bit of God's domain runes, right? Kun Min was greatly inspired by Chen Zhang's advice before, so she thought Chen Shang must understand. Understand a little bit, Chen Shang smiled. Mother-in-law, did your rune be given by Sister Guan? Yes, she gave me a book with a variety of runes. There are also runes from God's domain. Kun Min nodded repeatedly, then took it out and handed it to Chen Shang. Chen Shang took it over and took a look. It seemed to him all very simple. Mother-in-law, what is something you don't understand? I'll try if I can answer it for you. Chen Shang flipped through it casually, thinking that he could understand it. Afterwards, Kun Min asked many questions. There are not only sanctuary runes, but also God's runes. The problems in her eyes are very simple in Shen Zhang's eyes. Chen Shang could answer, which made Kun Min admire again and again, and the look in Chen Zhang's eyes became more and more respectful. Especially when Chen Shang answered the rune of God's domain, Kun Min was even more shocked. Because Chen Shang can always use a very concise way to explain those complex and profound runes of God's domain thoroughly, as if those runes were created by him. Kun Min is now humbly like a student, taking notes very carefully. Chen Shang explained quickly and clearly, it was just an hour, and he explained all the difficulties of that booklet. Some problems have troubled me for hundreds of years. I didn't expect that Master Shen would only understand it with just a few words. Kun Min was excited at this moment, thanking him again and again. Kun Min called Chen Shang Master Shen Tian, which made Chen Shang very uncomfortable. He repeatedly said that he didn't use that name, but Kun Min just didn't change his words. The main reason was that many people called Huang Jintian as Huang Tianxi before, which made Chen Shang feel that this was a name for a big fool. Mother-in-law, didn't Sister Guan teach you runes? Chen Shang asked. She just gave me this precious rune book, but didn't explain it, just let me understand it myself. Kun Min sighed, maybe the master is too busy. Chen Shang believed that Guan Ying should understand runes, but did not know how to teach others. Isn't it? Sister Guan is busy with her business. She entrusted me with many things and asked me to help with alchemy. Chen Shang nodded. Alchemy. Kun Min was surprised by www.bokuge.co asked. Can Guan Ying entrust pill refining, which shows that the pill refined by Chen Shang is very smart. Sister Guan is afraid that I can't be too busy, so she asked me to find her mother-in-law. Chen Shang said. Really, Master Shen, do you need any help now? Kun Min asked quickly. She wanted to help Chen Shang, because it could bring her closer to the master. She is worried that she will be forgotten by Master Guan Ying. I need some pill furnaces. Chen Shang then detailed his requirements for pill furnaces, a total of 100. After Kun Min listened, he patted his thigh to ensure that he could get it for Chen Shang, and said it was a small matter. Mother-in-law, this matter must be kept secret. Sister Guan said, this is a top-secret mission. Chen Shang exhorted again. Tianxi Shen, please rest assured, I will be able to keep it secret. Kun Min was very happy and said with a smile. Being able to participate in Guan Ying's affairs made her feel very fulfilled. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4149, The Evil Sister is Coming. Kun Min began to speculate about the origins of Chen Shang. When she first met Guan Ying, she also felt that Guan Ying was very young and she was an older sister. Later, she realized that Guan Ying was very strong and could maintain an ageless appearance. Therefore, she thought that Chen Shang was definitely not a teenager, and Chen Shang called Guan Ying to be her sister, which showed that it was very likely that she was of the same generation as Guan Ying. Not to mention that Chen Shang could let Guan Ying come here, just because Chen Shang pointed out Kun Min so much, she was very grateful to Chen Shang. Mother-in-law, I will stay at Dakan Gate for a period of time. If you don't understand the runes, you can find me at any time. Chen Shang took out a talisman to record the imprint of Mother Kunmin. Thank you so much, Master Shen. Kun Min hurriedly laughed, and then asked Chen Shang to record her imprint of the talisman. Sanctuary's talisman only needs one piece, and then records the special imprint of other people's talisman. The next time you send the talisman, just call that imprint. By the way, mother-in-law, Yumeng's father, I beg you. Chen Shang exhorted again. Don't worry, wrap it on me. Kun Min directly promised to settle this time, unlike before saying that he would let others investigate. Chen Shang and Kun Min walked out of the small building. Kei Yumeng and Fu Yuanyuan were chatting and laughing. They could see that they were getting along very well. Yuanyuan, did you bully this little sister? Kun Min asked. No, I am now good friends with Yumeng. Fu Yuanyuan smiled. Mother-in-law, Master Shen, it seems that you are also very happy to discuss runes, that's great. That is, Shen, young Master Shen, he has high attainments in runes, which has benefited me a lot. Kun Min smiled and nodded. She didn't dare to call Shen Tianxi in front of others, because Chen Shang said that she wanted to keep a low profile. Girl Fu, we are leaving, and we will come again in the future. Chen Shang said. I often retreat to practice. If the retreat is long, I hope that girl Fu can take care of Yumeng more. Definitely. Fu Yuanyuan nodded repeatedly, and she could see that Chen Shang was valued by Kun Min. This kind of value is not like valuing juniors like her, but a kind of respect. Kun Min, the founder of Da Kun sect, actually respected an ugly boy, which surprised Fu Yuanyuan. Because she underestimated Chen Shang before, Fu Yuanyuan almost offended people, so she dare not underestimate Chen Shang now. Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng left this catching villa. Kun Min has taken a long way, which shows her attitude towards Chen Shang. Kun Min and Fu Yuanyuan returned to their building, and Fu Yuanyuan asked curiously, Mother-in-law, that son of Shen, is it really good at rune? Yuanyuan, do you remember the things about Master Guan that I told you before? Kun Min asked. Both Fu Yuanyuan and Fu Yuya knew about Guan Ying, the master, and the master from the realm of God, the strength can be imagined. What is the relationship between Master Shen and Master Guan? Fu Yuanyuan has realized that Chen Zhang's origins are very scary. He calls Master Guan his sister, the relationship is not trivial, and Master Guan will come here to find him sometime later. Because Master Guan is busy with his affairs, he will be arranged to Dakan Gate and let him come to me with tokens. Said. He should have been here for a while, but why did he come to me now? Mother-in-law, he must have been to Kunzu Mountain Villa before. But you are not there. Fu Yuya is there now, I guess it must be Fu Yuya who blasted him away, so Master Shen has a broad heart, and he was not there. File a complaint in front of you. When Fu Yuanyuan mentioned Fu Yuya, she couldn't help but snorted, as if she didn't like the woman very much. Yuanyuan, you can't say that to your elder sister. Yuya has a bad temper, but she won't rush away the person who holds the master token. Kun Min said. She is my sister, that's why I understand her. Fu Yuanyuan curled her lips gently and said, she is a very vicious woman. She hates my sister, let alone other people. Kun Min shook his head, and didn't want to argue about this anymore, so he asked, what did you talk to the little girl Yumeng? It's nothing, she is a very qualified disciple. Her father is Elder Kei Yuanfei. But she was sent to prison not long ago. She said her father was framed. Fu Yuanyuan said, Mother-in-law, you help. Give her a hand. I will. Kun Min nodded, Master Shen told me about this before. Mother-in-law, did the dark spots on Shen Gongzi's face come up on purpose? Fu Yuanyuan smiled. His face is still beautiful. Besides, she is the younger brother of Master Guan, how could there be such dark spots? Even if there is, it can be easily removed. Maybe. Kun Min shook his head and smiled, and said, Yuanyuan, you go back to Kunzu Villa, go to pick some holy fruit and send it to Master Shen, if you are not shy, you can ask him about the rune problem. With that said, Kun Min handed Fu Yuanyuan a talisman, and then said, with this talisman, you can go in secretly so that you will not be discovered by Yuya. Well, I'll pick it up now. Fu Yuanyuan was very happy and left immediately. Do you know where Master Shen lives? Kun Min asked. Yumeng told me, I know where it is. Fu Yuanyuan finished speaking, and she ran away. Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng soon returned to Kei Yuanfei's villa. Kei Yumeng is very happy now, because she has a good friend, and she is still Fu Yuanyuan, this is a very beautiful elder sister, and strong. Chen Shang had seen Fu Yuanyuan and Kun Min with heart and eyes before, and their character was all right, so Chen Shang was not afraid of Fu Yuanyuan's way in Kei Yumeng. Yumeng, regarding your father's affairs, I and my mother-in-law Kunmin will do it. You will wait patiently and there will be results soon, Chen Shang said. Really? That's great. Kei Yumeng was happier, but soon became worried again, and asked, Big brother Shen, Granny Kunmin is just the elder Kei Qing, she may not be able to control the punishment of the elders. Quote. Silly girl, Granny Kunmin is Granny Kunzu. Chen Shang smiled. Fu Yuanyuan and Fu Yuya must be sisters. Otherwise, why would a disciple like Fu Yuanyuan follow a catching elder? Hearing what Chen Shang said, Kei Yumeng opened her mouth wide and couldn't speak. She now understands why Chen Shang had to go to Ketching Villa before, but she didn't expect to find the legendary Kunzu grandma. Really? Kei Yumeng couldn't believe it. Of course it's true. Chen Shang smiled. Just wait patiently for the good news. Kei Yumeng suddenly jumped for joy. However, at this time, a very vicious woman's voice came from outside. Kei Yumeng, where did you little go? Get out of here. The speaker was the evil sister Kei Chodong. When Kei Yumeng heard Kei Chodong's voice, she was a little scared, as if she was frightened. Little bitch, don't pretend to be dead. Someone saw you and that ugly monster come back, you guys and dogs, get out. Kei Chodong shouted again. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4150, Zijin Yuling. Kei Yumeng was scolded so much by Kei Chodong, but she felt aggrieved, especially Chen Shang was dragged down, making her even more sad. Brother Shen, she must have come to collect the house. After my father went to prison, this villa will be taken back. Kei Yumeng sighed softly. Yumeng, you bear it for the time being. That woman will definitely be punished. Chen Shang was also annoyed by Kei Chodong, but now it is not convenient for him to shoot at Dakun sect, and he does not intend to teach Kei Chodong secretly, it would be too cheap for her. For a woman like Kei Chodong, making her embarrassed in public is the most ruthless and lethal to her. Chen Shang hasn't thought of a good way yet, so he can only wait for a good time to talk about it. Then what shall we do now? Should we go out? Kei Yumeng didn't want to leave this villa. She has grown up in this villa since she was a child, and has feelings for it, and she has to wait for Kei Yuanfei to be released from prison. We don't care about her for the time being. Chen Shang said, look at what method she plans to use to drive us away. This villa is enchanted, and it is not so easy to rush in. With Chen Shang by his side, Kei Yumeng was not so lonely, and also became a lot bolder. Now that Chen Shang is by her side, plus Chen Shang knows Kunzu, she feels relieved a lot. Brother Shen, if they really take the house away by force, let's go to live in the inn. I still have some DZI beads here, enough for us to live for a while. Kei Yumeng had already thought of a way out. If we really can't live here, we have too many places to go. Chen Shang smiled. For example, Ketching Villa. Kei Yumeng's eyes lit up, there was a grandmother Kunzu there, but she also thought of Grandma Kunzu's life in seclusion, and she definitely didn't want to be disturbed. Will we disturb her? I don't think this is so good. Kei Yumeng said. It will really disturb her. Actually, I don't want to be with this old woman, so let's go to live in an inn. Live in the best inn or restaurant. Chen Shang laughed, and then went to the treasure house with Kei Yumeng. Brother Shen, it's very expensive, I don't have that many DZI beads. Kei Yumeng said a little embarrassed. Although my father is an elder, he usually gives me how many DZI beads. I have it. Chen Shang smiled. I have a lot of G beads. Kei Yumeng didn't know how many DZI beads Chen Shang had, but he still thought that Chen Shang G was only slightly larger than her, and even if there were DZI beads, there would not be as many. Just as Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng were walking on the way to the treasure building, the villa suddenly shook and the barrier was closed. No, the barrier has been closed. It should be the penalty elder who sent someone to take away the villa. Kei Yumeng quickly grabbed Chen Zhang's hand. Don't be afraid, I am here. Go, let's go out and have a look. Chen Shang led Kei Yumeng towards the gate of the villa. Then he released the demon shadow divine soul, and if it really started fighting, the demon shadow divine soul would help. Outside the gate of the villa, the beautiful Kei Chodong, dressed in red and luxurious clothes, was noble and arrogant. His eyes were full of gloom, staring at Kei Yumeng. Kei Yuanfei violated the rules of the Dakan sect and was thrown into a prison, removed from the position of elder, and his villa will be taken back. This is Kei Yuanfei's own business, and has nothing to do with his children. Kei Yumeng, you are also a disciple of the Dakun sect. You will not be punished for this, but you can't live in this villa either. In the future, your board and lodging problems will have to be solved by yourself, and you will no longer be able to enjoy the treatment of the elder's children. Quote. The speaker was an old man, and he could see that he had quite a lot of rights, but he was not an elder. He should have been sent by the penalty elder. Little bitch, did you hear about it? Look at this villa, see how you will cultivate in the future. Kei Chodong sneered. Take your ugly man and go to the cheap inn. Outside the villa, many people were watching. Because Kei Chodong's mother was a penalty elder, Many people wanted to flatter Kei Chodong, and because Kei Yumeng is now relying on it, everyone naturally looks down on her. At this time, there are quite a few disciples of Dakun sect who are sneering at them. Ji Qing, it's Kei Nukura, she can only find such an ugly person. I don't know if this guy is a disciple of my Dakun sect. Could it be the wild man she picked up from outside? Be sure to check this guy's details, lest he mess up our Dakan door. When Kei Chodong heard the person next to him say this, he quickly said, this person is a junior of Kei Yuanfei's friend, not from Dakun sect. He entered Dakun sect as a guest. Because she was driven out of the villa by Kei Yuanfei, Kei Chodong now doesn't even recognize her father, and she was involved in the frame of her father. Uncle Li, since Kei Yuanfei is in prison, can he drive this person out of Dakan Gate? Kei Chodong asked the old man. It should be so. Li Shishu nodded, and said to Chen Shang, you should hand over your identity token and leave Dakan Gate. Kei Yumeng suddenly became anxious. With Chen Zhang's cultivation base, just swaying outside, it was very dangerous. Brother Shen, I will leave Dakan Gate with you. Kei Yumeng bit her mouth and whispered. She did not expect things to develop to this point. Wait, Dakun sect should always be recruiting disciples. Chen Shang said, I want to be a disciple of Dakun sect. Just you, also worthy, Kei Chodong sneered. Our Dakan sect recruits disciples. We need the elder or Zijinyu to make the disciple recommend it. Kei Yuanfei has been in jail, and his recommendation is invalid. Li Shishu said. Get out of Dakan Gate quickly. It's best to take Kei Yumeng this little **** with you. Kei Chodong sneered, and she didn't know why she hated Kei Chodong so much. Okay, just leave, Chen Shang said, but he could only go to Kunmin for help. He can't leave Dakan sect yet. First, he has to wait for Guan Ying, and second, he wants to hide here to practice. Yumeng, Master Shen, what happened? Suddenly a woman in a white skirt came up, and the woman suddenly appeared, causing a commotion. Because the woman is beautiful, especially her elegant and refined temperament, she instantly compared Kei Chodong. The beautiful woman who came suddenly was Fu Yuanyuan. Kei Chodong has a nice skin, but her temperament is not good, especially her aggressive arrogance, which is very annoying. Seeing Fu Yuanyuan, Kei Chodong immediately became jealous, but he dared not say anything because there was a purple gold jade pendant on Fu Yuanyuan's waist. That is Zijin Yuling, she is a disciple of Zijin Yuling. Not only is the person beautiful, but there is also a purple golden jade order, which shows that the status is extremely high. Everyone has heard of Fu Yuya, but very few people know the existence of Fu Yuanyuan. Even if you don't know her, you have to be respectful of her Zijin Yuling. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4151, Sister Fu. The arrival of Fu Yuanyuan made the Li Shishu extra cautious. Although he was called Shishu, he was only in the middle stage of the Great Sacred Realm. It can be said that he has very poor qualifications. Otherwise, he also helped to be sent to do this chores. As for the disciples of Zijin Yuling, those who can reach the middle and late stages of the Great Sacred Realm are all *Jiqing, which means that the potential is huge. The most surprising thing is that this Zijin Yuling disciple actually knows Kei Yumeng and them. Kei Yumeng has an inferior appearance, even if his father is an elder, it is impossible to know a beauty who has a purple golden jade order. In Dakun men, it is very serious to divide groups by appearance, especially among the most light people, which can be said to be deeply ingrained. Kei Yumeng is also considered to be an excellent among her peers, but she is still squeezed out by good-looking disciples. Sister Yuanyuan. Kei Yumeng saw Fu Yuanyuan come, as if he had seen a savior. What happened? Fu Yuanyuan looked around and frowned when seeing many people watching. Fu Yuanyuan had been hidden by the snow since she was a child, and the people who knew her existence were the elders and the relatives around her. In addition, she is with Kun Min, and Kun Min has been keeping a low profile and hiding in Ketching Mountain Villa, so her disciple of Zijin Yuling is very strange to most people. They want to drive Brother Shen out. Kei Yumeng whispered. Sister Yuanyuan, you have to help Brother Shen. When Fu Yuanyuan heard this, she was a little angry. If it weren't for Kun Min to keep a low profile, those who drove Chen Shan away from Dakun sect would all be punished. However, she can't play the banner of Kun Min with a high profile now, so for her, things are a bit difficult. Miss Fu, I want to be a disciple of Dakun sect. This requires the recommendation of a disciple of Zijinyu, can you recommend me? Chen Shang asked. Of course, This is for you, just take it to sign up. Fu Yuanyuan quickly took off the purple golden jade order from her waist, and then threw it to Chen Shang. Just give it directly. What kind of relationship is this in order to give the Zijinyu order to others so simply? Kei Chodong was also stunned. She knew the importance of Zijin Yuling. If she could give Zijin Yuling like this, it would be a very good relationship. Sister Yuanyuan, they are going to take this mountain villa away. We can only go to the inn now. If you come to us in the future, go to the inn. Kei Yumeng whispered. You can come. Fu Yuanyuan wanted to invite Chen Shang to the catching villa, but she was interrupted by Chen Shang before she could finish her words. Thank you for your kindness, Miss Fu, I won't bother you, it will bother you. Chen Shang laughed and said, let's live in the inn. He now has the Zijinyu order. As long as he signs up and passes the assessment, he can become a disciple of the Dakin sect and continue to stay at the Dakin sect. This is in full compliance with Dakun sect's rules, and no one can get him away. Let's do it. Fu Yuanyuan nodded. She also realized just now that if Chen Shang were invited to Catching Villa, Kunmin's existence might be exposed. Her grandmother Kun is now missing in Dakun sect, and even her apprentice Fu Yuya can't find her. Go, I'll take you to find a good inn, or stay in a hotel. Fu Yuanyuan said, I will pay the fee. I don't need this, I have it myself. Chen Shang smiled and declined. Fu Yuanyuan couldn't say anything. She knew that Chen Zhang's identity was not simple, and she certainly didn't lack G-beads. She nodded gently. At this moment, there was the sound of a healthy horse neighing, and someone came on a fast horse. Everyone immediately let go. Seeing the people on horseback, Fu Yuanyuan, Chen Shang, and Kei Chodong, an inexplicable disgust surged in their hearts at the same time. The person who came is Fu Yuya. Wearing a noble purple dress, she came riding a white horse. When approaching, she leapt gently, and then fell to the ground. Her posture was very graceful. With her gorgeous face, many of the disciples who were present were dumbfounded. Everyone knows Fu Yuya, this is a very famous master sister, and also the chief disciple of Zijin Yuling, whose strength is unfathomable. Meet the master sister. Kei Chodong was overjoyed when he saw Fu Yuya, and quickly bowed to one knee to salute. All the disciples present also hurriedly knelt on one knee, shouting, See you, master sister. Even the Uncle Li bowed slightly. See sister sister. Even Fu Yuanyuan bowed and saluted, but she could still see her unhappy expression. When Kei Yumeng saw this posture, she also wanted to salute, but when she saw Chen Shang standing straight there, she also followed Chen Shang and did nothing. It's you again. Fu Yuya's eyes were cold and blooming, looking at Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng coldly. You two want to die, don't you? Don't hurry up on your knees and bow. Kei Chodong yelled angrily when he saw this. Why do you salute? Chen Shang asked. Because she is a big sister. If you don't respect the big sister, don't think about becoming a disciple of the Dakin sect. The senior Uncle Li also said coldly. He obviously wanted to please Fu Yuya. Is this written into the rules of Dakun sect? Chen Shang asked rhetorically. He only felt that this Fu Yuya was too arrogant. Kun Min, but Kunzu's mother-in-law, did not have such a bad temper. Presumptuous. Fu Yuya was provoked by Chen Shang in public and was already furious. After all, she was provoking Her Majesty. Let people see her salute, this is the majesty she has set up. Those who once challenged Her Majesty have all learned a lesson. And Chen Shang is no exception. Fu Yuya held a riding whip and lashed at Chen Shang very quickly. The whip burst with thunder and lightning, like a huge lightning flashing, it was enough to sweep Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng. Sister, converge a little bit. Fu Yuanyuan suddenly leapt forward, her jade hand burst into flames, and she grabbed Fu Yuya's long whip. As she caught the thunder and lightning whip, a violent thunder and lightning surged. Fu Yuanyuan was so strong that she just managed to hold the burst of energy, but her jade hand became scorched and cracked. You have improved a lot. Fu Yuya was very surprised because she found that her sister was much stronger than she expected. It was also thanks to Fu Yuanyuan that caught the whip. If Chen Shang picked it up, he would directly use the 6 magic mirrors, and the reflected power would make Fu Yuya extremely embarrassed. Master sister, Kei Yumeng and that ugly man will be ashamed to our Dakun sect disciples. Please also Grand Sister can drive them out of Dakun sect as soon as possible. Kei Chodong gritted his teeth. Sister, I advise you to converge for your own good. Fu Yuanyuan said coldly. Although daddy is in a high position, it doesn't mean he can protect you forever. You wait. Fu Yuya snorted coldly, glaring at Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng, and said, "No one who is disrespectful to me will have good sex, and you are no exception." She put down her harsh words, jumped on her horse and left. After a panic, the people present all took out the talisman to spread the news that Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng had offended Fu Yuya quickly, so that everyone stayed away from them. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4152, Dragon Inn. Kei Chodong was very proud at the moment, because she didn't need her to act now, both Kei Yumeng and Shen Shang would be finished. To offend Fu Yuya, she doesn't need her to act personally. Just by pursuing her many licking dogs, Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng can't get along at Dakun sect. Fu Yuanyuan also realized that this matter was serious, and thought it was necessary to ask Kunmin to take action, otherwise Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng would really have to leave Dakun Gate, and even their lives would be in danger. Let's go. Fu Yuanyuan took Kei Yumeng and Shen Shang, left here, and walked towards the bustling Dakuman Street Market, first to find a place to live. On the road, many people were watching them, all pointing and pointing, as if they thought they were going to die. "Sister Yuanyuan, will the hotel and the inn not accept us?" Kei Yumeng said with some worry. "Some hotels don't accept it, but some hotels are not afraid at all." Fu Yuanyuan said, "Everyone who comes in to do business in Dakuman is not afraid of Dakuman." Fu Yuanyuan knew better about the businessmen of Dakuman, but she took Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng to several small and medium-sized inns and hotels, but was rejected. These small and medium-sized inns and hotels can't afford Fu Yuya, and Fu Yuanyuan didn't expect this result. You can only go to expensive places. Those places are really too expensive, even I may not be able to afford it. Fu Yuanyuan whispered, "Or, let's go to the mother-in-law." "No, I don't want to trouble her." Chen Shang Baidu novel www.tomtxt.com waved his hand and smiled. "If everything troubles her elderly, then life will be too easy." Yes. Fu Yuanyuan didn't say anything. She admired Chen Zhang's courage, but she was not afraid of Fu Yuya at all. But thinking of Chen Shang calling Master Guanying his sister, this mysterious identity, he must be afraid of nothing. Fu Yuanyuan could only take Chen Shang and Kei Yumeng to the top hotels and inns. They first came to a Tianyan restaurant, and as soon as they walked in, some guards were very alert. Because the dark spots on Chen Zhang's face were too obvious, and it was Fu Yuya who offended him. After entering, there was a middle-aged shopkeeper who didn't show Chen Shang and the others a good look. "Inferior appearance, get out now, bad luck." The shopkeeper's attitude was extremely bad, which made Fu Yuanyuan very angry, but she couldn't do anything. After all, behind the Tianyan restaurant, there is a big power. If she is offended, then Kunmin can only come out to help her settle. She didn't want to cause trouble, she didn't want to trouble Kunmin. "If you don't accept it, don't accept it. Is it necessary?" Fu Yuanyuan said angrily. This kind of thing will only make our Tianyan restaurant unfavorable. Who knows that our Tianyan restaurant is the most fancy luck?" The middle-aged shopkeeper sneered. "There are no inns and hotels in the Dakuman market to accept them." Offended Fu Yuya, they couldn't get along at Dakun sect. Of course Fu Yuanyuan didn't think so, and then went to the Dragon Inn next door, which was equally luxurious and a dragon-themed inn with dragon sculptures and dragon totems everywhere. After Fu Yuanyuan brought Chen Shang in, it naturally attracted the attention of many people, and the shopkeeper of the inn was a fat middle-aged who looked very gentle. He smiled and walked over and said, "It should be these two little friends who want to stay in the store, right? Aren't you not accepting us?" Chen Shang asked actively, because he looked at the shopkeeper carefully and clearly. He was a good person. The inn of the Tianyan restaurant before was a person with bad personalities, so he didn't want to talk at all. "Of course, it's just that the cost of our Longlin Inn is very high. I'm afraid the two little friends can't afford it, let alone you are going to stay for a long time." The fat shopkeeper still smiled. "How many nights?" Fu Yuanyuan asked. She originally had a residence in Dakuman, so she never knew about it. These residences in Dakuman market are mainly occupied by foreign guests or wealthy businessmen who come to do business in Dakuman. There is a teleportation formation inside the Dakan Gate, which can lead to the Kanglan Sea City. In addition, the Dakan Gate is a very powerful sect and cooperates with multiple forces. It is even the backing of many big forces and ancient families, so this market often has many people from affiliated forces coming, and it becomes very lively. Generally, when you come to Dakuman, you only stay for a few days. If you want to stay for a long time, the price is really very expensive. 2 rooms and 1 living room, 30,000 a day. If we stay for a long time, we can offer a discount, and can do 20,000 a day. The fat shopkeeper smiled. Second, this is already a very low price. They are much worse than us in all aspects, and they have to start with 35,000. At this time, people came around one after another, and even the middle-aged shopkeeper of the Tianyan restaurant next door came here to watch the excitement. It seems that many people know that everyone in this Longlin Inn has just taken in, so they want to see if Ke Yumeng and Shen Shang will stay in successfully. Brother Shen, let's find a private house to move in. Ke Yumeng pulled Chen Shang and whispered. Fu Yuanyuan frowned again and again. 20,000 DZI a day, she only has 50,000 DZI every month. Ke Yumeng has fewer DZI beads, a few thousand per month, but compared to many disciples, they are very rich. When Chen Shang heard it, he only felt that it was too cheap, almost like Bai Zhe. Ha ha ha, old fat, look at them, you are all scared. The environment of your Longlin Inn is better than our Tianyan restaurant, but your feng shui here is poor, not many people stay, your price is as low as 20,000 yuan, they can't afford to live. The middle-aged shopkeeper of Tianyan restaurant laughed. The shopkeeper, what is the price of the most expensive suite in Longlin Inn? Chen Shang naturally wanted to live in the most comfortable one, and smiled. The most expensive apartment should have many other services, right? The most expensive. When everyone heard it, they were stunned. The most expensive place to live is not without, but I have never stayed for a long time, and the experience of 3 or 2 days is already very generous. The most expensive one is 250,000 a day. If you stay for more than 10 days, we can offer a discount to 200,000 a day. Other services are definitely available. It is the most noble service. We guarantee your satisfaction. The fat shopkeeper was also startled. Although he didn't think Chen Shang could afford to live, he still answered politely. The most expensive place to live? You have a brain disease. You can't afford to live in one day. The shopkeeper of the Tianyan restaurant next door sneered. Even if it is 200,000 a day, you can only live for half a day at most. Chen Shang took out a storage ring, ordered 2 million DZI beads from it, put it into a storage bag, and threw it to the fat shopkeeper. Treasurer, this is 2 million DZI beads. I will live for 10 days to experience the experience. If I am satisfied, I will continue to live. The fat shopkeeper looked at the DZI in the storage bag, and was startled. 2 million DZI beads, and they are all ready-made. At Dakan Gate, all G tickets are used, and they are all replaced by bills. People who can directly throw out 2 million ready-made G beads are really big players. Even Fu Yuanyuan was dumbfounded. She was considered a rich second generation, but she was not so rich yet, so she spent 2 million to live for 10 days. What they didn't know was that with Chen Zhang's financial resources, let alone living for 10 days, it was more than enough to buy the entire Longlin Inn. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4153, Mysterious Death. The 2 shopkeepers have not seen anyone with this kind of financial resources, but they have never seen a person with such a low cultivation base and such a young age. Even those elder brothers from big powers, no matter how prodigal, there is no such a defeat. So many DZI, most of the rich second generation choose to exchange for cultivation resources. Because in a family or a sect, if the cultivation base fails to keep up, it means to be eliminated, enjoy too much glory and wealth, and cause the cultivation base to fall and be marginalized. If you are scheduled to go out to perform tasks, you will be prone to casualties if your cultivation base is weak. Therefore, most of the wealthy children will not waste G beads so much. If you have DZI beads, buy pill equipment, or save it and buy more expensive pill equipment. 2 million DZI beads, used to live in the 10-day inn, are only those who have high cultivation bases, and the rich are so expensive, and they are very few. Everyone didn't know much about Chen Shang, the dark-spotted boy, only that he was brought back by Ke Yuanfei, and he entered the Dakan Gate as a guest of Ke Yuanfei, and then had a good relationship with Ke Yumeng. And I also know Fu Yuanyuan, a disciple of Zijin Yuling who rarely shows up, and a disciple of Dakun sect. I just learned that Fu Yuanyuan is Fu Yuya's sister. Chen Shangning and Fu Yuanyuan have a good relationship, and they are not afraid of Fu Yuya, which shows that they are a bit of identity. However, Chen Shang looked like a young man, but his cultivation base was a little low. Judging from his aura, he had just stepped into the most holy realm. On the surface, it seems that Ke Yumeng is younger than Chen Shang, and his cultivation is at the peak of the late Most Holy Realm. According to common sense, Chen Zhang's cultivation at his age is fundamentally marginalized in his family, and it is impossible to have so many DZI beads. This is my identity token. Chen Shang handed his identity card to the fat shopkeeper, and said with a smile, "Can we arrange to move in now?" "Master Shen, please here." The fat shopkeeper was happy to bloom, bowed slightly, and walked in front to lead the way very humbly. The shopkeeper of the Tianyan restaurant next door is very uncomfortable, but they have lost a major customer. In fact, these shopkeepers are only part-time workers, they are not real bosses. These 2 million DZI beads are a large sum in their eyes, and in short, they dare not spend it like this. And looking at what Chen Shang meant just now, not just staying for 10 days. Everyone knew that he had already received Fu Yuanyuan's Zijin Jade order, and he was about to sign up as a disciple. Then you have to live in Longlin Inn for a long time. If you stay here, you will spend a lot of money every month. Both Fu Yuanyuan and Ke Yumeng found it incredible, they both seriously underestimated Chen Zhang's financial resources. Especially Fu Yuanyuan, she only thought that Chen Shang and she were the same descendants of the family, but at most they were only a little richer than her. Unexpectedly, Chen Zhang's financial resources far exceeded her imagination. Chen Shang had 20 billion DZI beads in his hand, and if he used his pill refining ability to sell DZI beads, the beads would be the same as those brought by a strong wind. The first thing he focused on when he came to Sanctuary was to make a lot of G beads. He really got it. Master Shen, the environment and facilities of our Longlin Inn are far superior to the Tianyan restaurant next door. The main reason for the bad business is that there is a ***** fortune teller who says our feng shui is not good. The fat shopkeeper took Chen Shang and the others into a luxuriously decorated small hall. This small hall is magnificent everywhere, with dragon totems and dragon reliefs. After entering, Chen Shang knew that this was a teleportation room that could be directly teleported to the upper floor. If you just say that your feng shui is not good, it will not cause your business to be poor, right? Some things must have happened one after another to make people think that your feng shui is not good. Chen Shang said. Yes, it's the ghost they made. The fat shopkeeper yelled, behind the Tianyan restaurant is Wushan Shrine. We can't afford it, we can only grit our teeth. Oh, behind them is Wushan Temple. Chen Shang was a little surprised, Wushan Temple actually did business. Treasurer, what bad things have happened to Longlin Inn that will make people think that feng shui is bad? Ke Yumeng asked in a low voice, will something happen if we live in? The fat shopkeeper had already activated the teleportation array, and in the blink of an eye, they arrived at the highest floor. This Longlin Inn is hundreds of stories high, with a sky garden and a pool on the top floor, and there are dragon sculptures everywhere, very luxurious. There are many rooms and several living rooms on this floor. In short, this floor belongs to Chen Shang now. This is our top residence in Longlin Inn. The fat shopkeeper did not answer Ke Yumeng's question, obviously avoiding it. However, Chen Shang was very curious and asked, Fat brother, tell me something bad happened in Longlin Inn. Don't worry, I'm never afraid of these things. I just want to know what methods were used next door to mess with you. The fat shopkeeper seemed unwilling to answer. Let's talk about it. Fu Yuanyuan was also curious, and she was also sitting on the top garden pavilion chair. This place is so luxurious, but far surpasses the small buildings of Elder Ke Qing. After all, she is a young man, somewhat admiring vanity, she suddenly wanted to stay here. Master Shen, don't be afraid of your joke. More than 100 people have died in our Longlin Inn. The fat shopkeeper rubbed his hands and sighed, we don't know the cause of death so far. In short, we just check out and walk to the lobby on the first floor. Then he died. Did they appear one after another? Chen Shang asked. Yes, this happens every once in a while. People of any identity have died, so our business is bleak. The fat shopkeeper sighed, we used many methods, but we didn't find out what happened. Dead. Then, will we have anything? Ke Yumeng was even more worried. Don't be afraid of Yumeng, I am here. Chen Shang smiled and stroked her head. Master Shen, you can rest assured that you are now the most distinguished guest of our inn, and we will never let you have an accident. The fat shopkeeper promised, patting his chest. Have anyone died recently? Chen Shang asked. Yes, it's a second person in the kitchen of our inn. Said the fat shopkeeper. He just died 3 days ago and he died in the lobby. Chen Shang can now be sure that someone is indeed doing something, and it is most likely the Tianyan restaurant next door. Is Xiao Er's body still there? Can you take me to see it? Chen Shang asked. He was also worried that he would be inexplicably calculated, and if he could figure out the situation in advance, he would also be guarded. Well, the corpse is still there, it's just ugly, I'm afraid Master Shen can't bear it. Said the fat shopkeeper. That little second died in a terrible state, it's really scary. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4154, Son of Kanglin. Chen Shang intends to help Longlin Inn. The inn dared to do the right thing with Tianyan restaurant, which shows that they are a little bit capable. Behind the Tianyan restaurant is the Wushan temple. Longlin Inn knows that there is such a big backer that they would dare to provoke them, and they would not give in. It must have considerable confidence. In the future, Chen Shang will stay at Dakan Gate for a period of time and stay in Longlin Inn for a long time to make a good relationship. He can ask Longlin Inn to help him a lot in the future. Yumeng, girl Fu, I'm going to see dead people or something, so you don't want to go, stay here and wait for me. Chen Shang said. The fat shopkeeper said that the death was very miserable, it must be very miserable. Girls like Ke Yumeng and Fu Yuanyuan would feel very uncomfortable to see them. Yes. Fu Yuanyuan nodded and said, I and Yumeng are waiting for you here. The fat shopkeeper took Chen Shang and entered the teleportation room on this floor. The teleportation room here can only be opened with a special token by Chen Shang, because he is now the master of this floor. They came to the basement of Longlin Inn and entered a very cold stone room. After entering the stone room, bright lights lit up all around, illuminating the entire stone room. In the middle of the stone room there is an ice bed exuding cold air. There is a pool of dark stuff on it, like a puddle of mud, but when you look closely, it is not because it looks like a human. Master Shen, this is the little second who died mysteriously. The fat shopkeeper brought Chen Shang to him only because Chen Shang was a distinguished guest. The distinguished guest wants to understand the situation of Longlin Inn, he will be very cooperative, and he can see that the attitude of the fat shopkeeper is very sincere. Chen Shang walked over and observed carefully. He thought he had been poisoned before, but when he went over, he immediately determined that it was not poisoned. Master Shen, if you are worried, we will accept your checkout and return all DZI beads. The fat shopkeeper said again. The attitude of Longlin Inn to do business is still okay. Chen Shang had seen this fat shopkeeper carefully before and knew that he was a good person. I won't check out, Chen Shang said as he looked at the corpse on the ice bed. He also took out a sword and stirred the stiff and frozen corpse, he wanted to figure out what was going on. Fat brother, the deceased in Longlin Inn, is the situation like this? Chen Shang asked. They are all in the same situation. The fat shopkeeper nodded. We had spent a lot of money before and hired many powerful seniors to do the post-mortem, but they didn't see what was going on. Did they have any other speculations? Chen Shang asked. He didn't see anything now. No. The fat shopkeeper shook his head. Even the head teacher and the elders of Dakun sect have been here, they can't see anything. Oh, Chen Shang frowned, and then let the demon shadow come out. After the demon shadow came out, he was also watching carefully, but the cause of death was unknown. This is not poison, the fat shopkeeper said with certainty. The corpse becomes like a mass of mud, the bones in the body are broken, and the muscles are swollen, and there is water inside. There is no sign of any other energy intrusion. The soul was pulled away in an instant, and the method of pumping the soul was very clever. Chen Shang became more and more strange as he watched it, as if he was secretly killed by a master using a very strange technique. The cause of death is that the soul is suddenly pulled away, and then the body is instantly injected with a lot of water. Also, after the person who pulls the soul away, they dominate the energy in the deceased's body and cleverly crush the deceased's bones. Shen Gongzi, do you mean that this was killed in secret? It's just that the technique is very clever, leaving no traces. Hearing Chen Zhang's analysis, the fat shopkeeper was a little surprised. This is my speculation, the killer is invisible, every once in a while, the killer will sneak into your lobby, and then look for the target to start. Chen Shang said, this killer is not low, otherwise he can't kill. Cultivate more for different people. There is such a killer. The fat shopkeeper frowned, it is expensive to hire such a killer. Why do they spend such a large cost to get us Longlin Inn? Maybe it wasn't for ruining your business, or it might have been planned for a long time to wait for a certain opportunity to kill the important person who stayed at the Longlin Inn, so that no one would suspect that this important person was specially assassinated. Shen Shangtan said, think about it, when will an important person stay in your Dragon Inn? There are so many people dead in Longlin Inn, and the important person who dared to stay in, that must be ours. The fat shopkeeper thought carefully, suddenly thinking of something, his face changed suddenly. Who is it? Chen Shang was a little curious, and asked. If it is not convenient to tell, then forget it, I'm just curious. Sacred son of Kanglin, the fat shopkeeper said solemnly, behind my Dragon Inn is Kanglin Dragon Gate, and Kanglin Dragon Gate is in charge of the entire Kanglin Sea City. Who is Saint Kanglin? Shen Shang asked. Master Shen, have you really heard of Saint Kanglin? The fat shopkeeper was a little surprised. No, Chen Shang shook his head. The son of Kanglin Longmen head teacher is Kanglin Saint's son. After a while, he will lead the young children of Kanglin Longmen to come to Dokumen to communicate, and then he will stay in my Longlin Inn. The fat shopkeeper said. If Saint Kanglin dies at Dakan Gate. Chen Shang shook his head and said, what's yours, come on. If the son of Kanglin died at Dakun sect, then Kanglan Longmen would definitely seek an explanation from Dakun sect. In the end, he might be hostile. Both losers are possible, said the fat treasurer. In short, no matter which side loses or loses, there is someone who can benefit from it. Chen Shang said. It's nothing more than the Temple of Heaven or the Temple of Wushan. The fat shopkeeper snorted, clenched a fist and smashed the ice bed. Have you never suspected that someone came in to assassinate? Chen Shang asked. Yes, but I didn't expect it to be so long-term. I just thought that a competitor was ruining my business. Fatty said, if it weren't for Shen Gongzi, we really don't know the clever method of extracting souls. Chen Zhang's analysis showed Fat Brother that the hidden killer was very strong, and that he could hire such a killer for hundreds of times. If the other party really used a clever invisibility talisman to come in, then I can detect it. Chen Shang said. In our lobby, there are also many detection devices, which are very top-notch expensive. They probably didn't use the invisibility talisman to come in. The fat shopkeeper shook his head. There is only one possibility, it is a powerful soul, and has the ability to be invisible. Chen Shang looked at Demon Shadow Divine Soul. It is difficult for the equipment to detect the existence of the demon soul. If young Master Shen can really find this killer, we will be grateful, and we will thank you again. The fat shopkeeper has already seen that although Chen Shang has a low cultivation base, he has no small ability. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4155, Rich. In the sanctuary, there are not many demons and souls, even if there is no way for the demons and souls to absorb the corresponding energy, the demons and souls will degenerate and eventually die. Demon Shadow Soul is definitely not the same kind of assassination. Master Shen, I think it's a very clever way of getting out of the body. Their souls are extremely concealed, so they were not detected by the equipment. Moing Shenhun said his speculation. Of course, the fat shopkeeper next to him couldn't see the demon shadow, nor could he hear what the demon shadow said. Fat brother, I want to put something in the lobby. If that thing enters the lobby, I will know immediately and let you know. Chen Shang took out a bead and handed it to the fat shopkeeper. I will place it. The fat shopkeeper nodded. In fact, this is a very ordinary soul-detecting bead, but it comes from the realm of God, so for the fat shopkeeper, this is still a very strange thing. Afterwards, Chen Shang recorded the talisman of the fat shopkeeper so that he could be contacted at that time. And Chen Shang let the Demon Shadow Divine Soul stay in the lobby on the first floor, and let the Demon Shadow Divine Soul guard the mysterious killer. Fat brother, will you report this matter upwards? Chen Shang asked. Not for the time being, because I can't be sure. The fat shopkeeper shook his head. I can't report randomly until there is no substantive evidence. Yes, Chen Shang nodded, and then smiled. I stayed in your most luxurious floor. Where did Saint Kanglin come to live? Of course it's the lowest floor. Longlin Inn is a business, and Kanglin Longmen also started a business. The saint child will definitely understand it. The fat shopkeeper laughed. Behind Longlin Inn is Kanglin Haicheng, and Kanglin Haicheng's trade is very developed. Even Dokumen has to rely on your Kanglin Haicheng trading system to purchase the necessary resources, right? Chen Shang asked. Indeed. The fat shopkeeper nodded. I am your most honored guest now, can I entrust you to help me run errands and buy something from Kanglin Haicheng? Chen Shang needed a lot of medicinal materials from the sanctuary. Some medicinal materials may still be very rare. He wants to use it to refine alchemy and quickly improve his cultivation. There is also the refining of the Holy Soul Pill. When he was in Aoshitiandi, he could only use the soul to refine the Holy Soul Pill, but it was different when he came to the sanctuary. There are many naturally grown medicinal materials, and there is very pure and powerful soul energy inside. This soul energy can be improved even more after being refined by Aoshishen Furnace. Like the demon shadow divine soul and the ape demon dragon, they all need the Holy Soul Pill to enhance their souls. Cultivation in the sanctuary, especially in the later stage, is the soul, and high-rank Holy Soul Pills are indispensable. Helping with running errands, this is just a small matter, we are very happy to help. The fat shopkeeper nodded repeatedly. That's okay, I'll go back and make a list for you. Chen Shang smiled. I want to buy a lot of things, and the amount is also larger. As long as I buy the amount I need, you can get oil and water from it, that's also a count. You earned it. Dare not, the fat brother said with a smile. By the way, I need 2 strong female bodyguards. G-beads are not a problem. Chen Shang said. Is there an age limit? The fat brother asked again. On the surface it looks young and beautiful. Chen Shang said. There shouldn't be here, right? Are you going to Kanglan Haicheng to invite? How strong is it? The fat brother was a little curious. How strong can you hire? Chen Shang smiled. And it's beautiful. Master Shen. Such beautiful and powerful female bodyguards, they don't sell themselves, cough cough. So Master Shen don't have other ideas. The fat shopkeeper smiled and said, the strongest can only be invited to the Holy Sovereign Realm. This, how strong is the Saint Monarch Realm? Chen Shang really didn't understand. The Most Holy Realm, Great Holy Realm, Holy Master Realm, Holy King Realm, and the next above is the Holy King Realm. The head teachers and elders are all in the Holy King Realm and the Holy King Realm. The fat shopkeeper said, I am the Holy Master Realm. Early stage only. What state is Fu Yuya? Chen Shang asked again. It is said that she is only the pinnacle of the great sacred realm, but I think she should also be the sage realm. As for the early, mid, late, consummation or peak, I don't know. The fat shopkeeper shook his head. Among Dakun sect, is there any existence above the Saint King realm? Chen Shang asked. The ancestors who founded Dakun sect should all be in the Holy Venerable realm. It is said that Grandma Kunzu may be the profound sage above the sovereign, or the heavenly sage. But these are all legends. In fact, it would be nice to be a profound sage, Tiansheng is too difficult. Fat shopkeeper said. Chen Shang had previously accepted a Wang Shengzhen as his younger brother. He asked this product at the time if the saint was of realm or something, and that guy also said in a mess, but now it seems that there is a real holy realm and it is quite strong. Is there no female bodyguard of Saint King realm? Shen Shang asked. There are old ladies in the Saint King realm, but they definitely don't want to be bodyguards. They are at the level of elders. It seems that the young female Saint King is very important in the martial arts, how can it be a bodyguard for others? The fat shopkeeper waved and smiled. What is the status of the young Saint King, and Dakun sect? Chen Shang only felt that Fu Yuya, the chief disciple of Zijin Yuling, was a bit arrogant. After all, he was only at the Saint Master. The disciples of the Holy Monarch and Holy Kings have a very high status in the Dakun sect. They usually do not show up, and they practice in important holy places, or go out. These disciples, called King Saints, are in Dakun. It's hard to see them at the door, said the fat shopkeeper. What kind of cultivation is Ke Yuanfei? Chen Shang hadn't seen it before. Holy King Realm, but he is an old man. Young Holy King Realm, that is very valued, so don't think about looking for a beautiful Saint King female bodyguard. The fat shopkeeper laughed. Fat brother, use your channel and try to help me ask if there is a young and beautiful female Saint King who is willing to be a bodyguard, the price is easy to say. Chen Shang laughed. Okay, I will try my best to help you inquire. The fat shopkeeper laughed and said, the Saint Profound Star is so big, maybe there is one. Chen Shang looked for powerful female bodyguards. He had absolutely no other thoughts. The main thing was to protect him secretly. When needed, let them do hard work or something. When the women from the world of flowers can come, they can also help protect him. Both the demon shadow spirit and the ape demon dragon are Chen Zhang's last resort. And ask 2 powerful female bodyguards, someone provoke him, let these female bodyguards take action, there is also an explanation. His cultivation base is so low, it is really not easy to hide people who are stronger than him. Chen Shang happily returned to his top floor. Fu Yuanyuan has already begun to enjoy it, and some people have delivered many delicious dishes and various holy fruits. Master Shen, my mother-in-law asked me to give you the holy fruit. Now it seems that the holy fruit here is much better than those in Kunzu Villa. Fu Yuanyuan yearned for a luxurious life here. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4156, Here Comes the Killer. Although Kei Yumeng is the elder's daughter, she has never eaten so many varieties of sacred fruit. She is also a small glutton, but she has eaten a lot of sacred fruit. Seeing Chen Zhang's return, she never restrained herself. Yumeng, you are welcome, eat whatever you like, these are free. They are counted together with the room fee, if you don't eat it, you will lose. Chen Shang grabbed one and ate it, it was indeed very delicious. These sacred fruits are not the kind used for pill refining and medicine. They are a special kind. They are mainly used for daily consumption. They have a good taste and are good for people. Brother Shen, 10 days is enough for us. Don't continue to waste G beads, it is too extravagant. Kei Yumeng felt that this kind of life, enjoying 10 days and 8 days, would be content in this life. Fu Yuanyuan also took out the sacred fruit she picked from Kunzu Mountain Villa, and gave it to Chen Shang to eat, and then said, Master Shen, Yumeng is right. It is better to save the DZI beads for cultivation. It's too low. If you use DZI beads properly, you can cultivate quickly. Is this the holy fruit of Kunzu Mountain Villa? It's pretty good, thank you mother-in-law. Chen Shang grabbed one, ate it, and laughed. Yuanyuan, don't worry about my cultivation, my god I'm so lucky, I might live for free next time. Free accommodation, Fu Yuanyuan said in surprise. Master Shen, did you help Longlin solve the feng shui problem? If it is resolved, I think I should be able to live here for free for a while. Chen Shang smiled and said, it doesn't matter if it's not free, I don't lack G beads. Brother Shen, where did your DZI beads come from? My father has been an elder for so many years, and he doesn't have as many DZI beads as you. Kei Yumeng curiously asked. I earned it all. Yumeng, Brother Shen said before, I am an alchemist, and the alchemy I refining can be sold at a good price. Chen Shang said. I really don't know why my sister is hostile to you. She is really arrogant. Her character, that is, she can be arrogant at Dakun sect, and she is so arrogant when she goes out, she doesn't know how to die. Fu Yuanyuan only feels Shen Nao Shang is a golden thigh. Fu Yuya offends Chen Shang, in her opinion is very stupid. Her character is problematic, Chen Shang said. Even if she knows that I have a good relationship with her mother-in-law, she will still be hostile to me. She is even worried that I will replace her in Dakun sect in the future. No wonder she is so hostile to me, because she is afraid that I will catch up with her, Fu Yuanyuan snorted coldly. Kei Chodong is also very hostile to me. Is it because I am afraid that I will surpass her? Kei Yumeng also suddenly remembered that she was being pushed out by her sister. Yuanyuan, you can play more here when you have time, accompany Yumeng, and instruct her to practice. Because I want to practice alchemy and have to retreat, sometimes I can only get bored in the house. Chen Shang smiled bitterly. Of course, I like being with Yumeng. In Dakunmen, many girls are very scheming. It's rare to have someone like Yumeng. With her, you don't need to think about her thoughts, nor I'm worried that she will be trapped or something. Fu Yuanyuan laughed very funny, and put her arms around Kei Yumeng, and kissed her pretty cheek. That's fine, I'll take a rest first. Chen Shang left the sky garden, walked into it, and picked a relatively spacious room. Because there was a mysterious assassin, and the demon shadow spirit was sent to the lobby on the first floor by him, Chen Shang also had to be very careful. For this reason, he released the 6 magic mirrors and let the 6 magic mirrors pay attention to this layer. If something approaches, he can go out immediately. Chen Shang made a list. He didn't specify what medicinal materials to buy, only that the medicinal materials he bought would help improve his soul and Dao Yuanjing. He put the list into a storage bag containing 200 million DZI beads, and then directly called the fat shopkeeper. When the fat shopkeeper saw the list, he was a little surprised, because he didn't know what specific medicinal materials Chen Shang wanted to buy, but he also promised to do it well. Chen Shang actually didn't know the medicinal materials of Sanctuary, but as long as he touched that medicinal material, he would know how to make a pill. While still free, Chen Shang contacted Guan Yang. Guan Ying, when will you come to Dakan Gate? The hair growth pill I gave you before, after they eat it, are they still satisfied? Chen Shang asked. Master Shen, after they ate it, they gave birth to hair and are currently undergoing various tests. Guan Ying replied, they should all be satisfied in the end. When can you come to Dakun sect? Chen Shang still hopes that Guan Ying can come. With such a thug by his side, it is absolutely safe. I'll come as soon as possible. A lot of things have happened in the clan recently. I have to stay in the clan. It's okay to postpone the delivery of your hair growth pills. Guan Ying said. Okay, Chen Shang was a little disappointed. Guan Ying won't come, he will have to be more careful in the future. And Chen Shang stayed in the top class room of Longlin Inn, with a luxurious whole floor, and this incident quickly spread to the ears of the young children of Dakuman. You know, this person named Chen Shang, but Fu Yuya is very hostile, but he was so rich unexpectedly, and everyone was even more imaginative about his identity. What is Fu Yuya's reaction now, everyone does not know. However, they knew that Kei Chodong and her brother were so angry that they gritted their teeth because their younger sister, Kei Yumeng, could also stay in such a luxurious place. These two people said before that Chen Shang was a wild man brought by Kei Yumeng from outside, but now it seems that Chen Shang is very rich. Therefore, they spread all kinds of rumors, saying that Kei Yumeng is very greedy for money, so they would not hesitate to be with an ugly monster. But there is another news that Fu Yuanyuan is also at the top of the Dragon Inn. This is Fu Yuya's younger sister, a disciple of Zijin Yuling, who is actually with a wealthy ugly monster, which makes many people feel uncomfortable. Chen Shang also began to practice. Fu Yuanyuan personally helped him run errands to sign up to become a disciple of the Dakun sect. According to the rules, I must go in person, but who is Fu Yuanyuan? Her ancestor was one of the ancestors of Dakun sect, and the elder who was responsible for receiving the disciples did not dare to provoke her. Chen Shang has the heavenly Tao seed himself, even if he doesn't eat the pill, his cultivation speed is very fast. Now that he came to the sanctuary, he absorbed the energy of the sanctuary and cooperated with the DZI to quickly improve his cultivation. After only 2 days of cultivation, he entered the middle stage from the early stage of the most holy realm. Originally, he was still cultivating quietly, but was interrupted by Demon Shadow Spirit. The strong soul fluctuations of the Demon Shadow Spirit burst out, obviously to inform Chen Shang that there is a situation. Chen Shang looked at the 6 divine mirrors next to him. There was no problem on his level, and he immediately contacted the fat shopkeeper. Fat brother, that guy is here, be careful. Chen Shang immediately went to Kei Yumeng and Fu Yuanyuan after informing him. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4157, Holy Soul Puppet. Chen Shang must make sure that Kei Yumeng is with Fu Yuanyuan. After all, Fu Yuanyuan is someone Kun Min valued very much. There must be life-saving things in her. As long as Kei Yumeng is with her, he will not be attacked. There is a mysterious and powerful assassin who has entered the Longlin Inn. This guy has come and gone without a trace. It is very dangerous. You are waiting for me in this room. In order to ensure their safety, Chen Shang let them enter the room he had stayed in before, and that room was blocked by him. After they entered Chen Zhang's room just now, they were also quite worried and told Chen Shang to be careful. Chen Shang was naturally not afraid. He had already turned the 6 sacred mirrors into a palm, so he was holding it in his hand. And the 6 magic mirrors also perceived that mysterious soul. Chen Shang teleported to the lobby on the 1st floor, and as soon as she walked out of the teleportation room, the demon soul appeared beside Chen Shang. Master Shen, there is a very strange soul coming in. This thing is very special, so all kinds of detection equipment can't perceive this soul. Mo Yingshenhun said. Is that thing still here? Chen Shang talked to the demon shadow divine soul with his divine consciousness, others could not hear. It's hidden in the center of the lobby. He doesn't know my existence. Moing divine soul said. Master Shen, don't worry, I can deal with that guy completely. At this time, the fat shopkeeper also came. He was very flustered, and evacuated everyone in the lobby with the fastest speed. Because many things happened in Longlin Inn, they often practiced evacuation. The fat shopkeeper only sent a little signal, and all the people in the lobby left and hid. If another person died in the Longlin Inn, they would have to compensate the family of the deceased, and if they continued, the Longlin Inn really couldn't open it anymore. Don't worry about fat brother, I can handle it. Chen Shang spoke with his spiritual knowledge. He looked at the 6 divine mirrors in his palm, showing the location of the soul, marking a red dot. Master Shen, if you can find out about this, when I report it to Kanglan Dragon Gate, you will definitely be able to win a generous gift for Master Shen. The fat shopkeeper also used his spiritual knowledge to transmit the sound. Suddenly, the demon shadow spirit rushed forward and whispered, Master Shen, that guy came at you. Chen Shang also felt a strong sense of consciousness surge, and he immediately took protection. Catch alive, Chen Shang spoke to the demon shadow spirit. Okay, the demon shadow spirit was very confident. After he rushed out, he opened his arms and hugged a group of translucent objects. Only Chen Shang could see the demon shadow, and in his eyes the demon shadow was a black human shadow. And the things that Moying Divine Soul was holding up and struggling, it seemed that only he could see it now. Can this thing be sealed? Chen Shang asked. Yes, but you have to use a slightly stronger soul-sealing orb. Demon Shadow Divine Soul said. Fat brother, do you have soul-sealing beads here? Chen Shang asked. Soul-sealing orbs are used to seal and store souls, this kind of thing is not too expensive, and Chen Shang doesn't have it in his hands. If he encounters a powerful soul, he will seal it in the 6 divine mirrors. Yes, the fat shopkeeper immediately took out one and handed it to Chen Shang. Chen Shang held it in his hand, and then threw it towards the demon shadow soul. The demon soul is now floating in the air, embracing the mysterious soul. That mysterious soul is very powerful, but what he is facing is the ghost soul from the gods, the soul cultivated in the sanctuary. Without the power of the body, no matter how powerful it is, it can't match the ghost. The demon shadow divine soul not only hugged the soul, but at the same time he hugged the soul, he also released the energy of the soul in the body, forming a seal and branding it on the soul to seal it. After the mysterious soul was sealed, it was then stuffed into the soul-sealing orb by the ghost spirit. The soul-sealing pearl was originally transparent, but now it has become golden light. What a strong soul! The fat shopkeeper was horrified and exclaimed, Master Shen is really good at it. Fat brother, regarding this soul, don't report it upward, this soul is useful to me. Chen Shang said. This, if there is no evidence of this soul, it can't prove that someone is going to assassinate Saint Kanglan, then I can't take credit for Master Shen. Said the fat shopkeeper. I don't need much work. Don't worry, your son of Kanglan will not be threatened by assassination. Chen Shang smiled and said, the reward of Kanglan Dragon Gate should be no more than the value of this soul. That's also true, young Master Shen helped me out of the old fat, then I will help young Master Shen this time too. Young Master Shen, please. The fat shopkeeper took Chen Shang to a secret room, and then signed a contract with Chen Shang not to reveal the soul. This soul is so powerful that if Chen Shang can tame it, it would be his powerful weapon. Killing people with invisible weapons without leaving any evidence is of great value. With Mr. Shen's credit, the above may allow Mr. Shen to stay in the Sky Garden on the top floor for free. The fat shopkeeper smiled, but with Mr. Shen's ability, he can afford to live even if it is not free, right? Chen Shang just smiled, using this soul in exchange for free staying in the Sky Garden, which is a loss. Fat brother, I will try my best to find out who is behind the scenes. You can treat it as intelligence to report to you. As for whether they believe each other, that's their business. Chen Shang said. Thank you young Master Shen. The fat shopkeeper nodded repeatedly. Chen Shang took the soul-sealing pearl and immediately returned to the Sky Garden. Fu Yuanyuan and Ke Yumeng breathed a sigh of relief when Chen Shang came back safely, and then walked out of Chen Zhang's room. Chen Shang wanted to study the soul, so he said that he wanted to retreat, and then hurriedly entered the room and closed the door. Although he has a bodyguard such as Demon Shadow and Soul, of course the more such things, the better. Moying, did you say that this thing has a body? Chen Shang looked at the soul-sealing pearl, very curious. Master Shen, this guy should have been refined. I guess someone has collected souls for many years, then used secret methods to fuse them into a soul, and inject it into consciousness, maybe it can be controlled remotely. I'll try to see if I can find the memory. Chen Shang cast the dementing spell, he tried for a while, but found nothing. It should be a holy soul puppet, the controller cut off the connection, causing the holy soul puppet's consciousness to dissipate. Demon Shadow's soul said, this kind of thing must be precious, and the loss over there is great. Haha, I made a lot of money. Chen Shang said with a smile, I should be able to control this thing too. With Master Shen's powerful soul, it is easy to control this thing. Moying Shenhun said. Chen Shang tried further with the Dementor, and soon passed the dementia, and gradually took control of the Holy Soul Puppet. The Holy Soul Puppet is equivalent to his soul clone. He lets the Holy Soul Puppet fly out, and he can immediately receive what he sees and hears. Not to mention killing people, the ability to detect this aspect alone is very useful. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4158, Dan Fu Shuangquan. Chen Shang tried to control the Holy Soul Puppet to fly on the street outside, and he could clearly see the situation outside, hear sounds, and smell various smells. The refining technique of this Holy Soul Puppet is very clever, even Chen Shang was amazed by it. The biggest difficulty in refining this Holy Soul Puppet lies in time. It takes a long time to train before it can be equipped with all aspects of ability. Moying Divine Soul said. I will try to see how far the maximum distance can be. Chen Shang controlled the Holy Soul Puppet to fly. What disappointed him was that the distance was not very far, only a few hundred feet away. If the distance is too far, it is easy to lose control. It seems that this is not perfect, Mo Yingshenhun sighed. If it's only a few hundred meters, then the original owner of the Holy Soul Puppet is in this block. Chen Shang took the Holy Soul Puppet back and kept it in the Soul Sealing Pearl. Master Shen, the original owner may have a method to restrain the Holy Soul Puppet, so don't use it lightly. Demon Shadow Divine Soul warned. If you can't find the original master, you don't know who is going to kill Saint Kanglin. Chen Shang nodded. This Holy Soul Puppet has rushed to Master Shen before, presumably the original master has already seen Master Shen. The Ghost Spirit said again. The original master will definitely find Master Shen if he wants to understand the whereabouts of his Holy Soul Puppet. Quote. Yeah, this guy will definitely come to me, that's great. Why is he going to attack me? Chen Shang heard this from Demon Shadow God and Soul, and wanted to find the original owner. If he doesn't come in a short period of time, it means that his vitality is greatly injured. This Holy Soul Puppet is disconnected, and it should cause a certain amount of trauma to the original master's soul. Demon Shadow said. Then wait patiently. Chen Shang was not afraid that the original owner would come to the door. There was a magic shadow and soul, and there was a large group of apes and dragons in the 6 magic mirrors. Chen Shang, who was in the room, constantly released his divine sense to perceive the situation outside, and suddenly he felt someone walking around outside the door. It was Fu Yuanyuan who was walking around outside his room, waiting for him to come out a little anxiously. Chen Shang immediately opened the door and went out. Yuanyuan, where is Yumeng? Chen Shang asked. I pointed her to several improper cultivation areas. She has returned to her room to practice now. Sun Shen, I have something to talk to you. Fu Yuanyuan was a little embarrassed. What's the matter? Just say it. Chen Shang went out and sat on a chair in the hall. I previously gave Master Shen Zijin Yuling and helped you sign up for the disciple assessment. Do you remember this incident? Fu Yuanyuan asked. Of course I remember. Chen Shang smiled. What's wrong? Is there any problem with this? There was nothing wrong with it, but because I followed my mother-in-law for too long, I didn't notice the change in the recommended rules. Fu Yuanyuan sighed. This is what my sister told me just now. You are my referee. If I am too bad, it will affect you, right? Chen Shang guessed and knew what the problem was probably. That's right. That's it. Fu Yuanyuan nodded repeatedly. Master Shen, if you fail the assessment, my purple gold and jade order will be withdrawn, and I can't get it again in 10 years. Can't you list your status? Chen Shang was a little surprised. No, because my sister is staring. Fu Yuanyuan sighed. This is difficult, she will definitely find ways to add obstacles to you. Because this can not only deal with you, but also against me. I thought it was a major event. Don't worry, I will definitely become a disciple of the Dakun sect. Chen Shang laughed. Assessment will begin tomorrow. Generally speaking, the level of assessment can only be passed at least when the most holy realm is complete, and I heard that people with the highest sacred realm can hardly pass the examination. Fu Yuanyuan is very worried. It's true that I have practiced in the past few days and have entered the middle stage of the holy realm. Chen Shang smiled and said, I will definitely be able to pass this test. Fu Yuanyuan was even more worried. Chen Shang had only reached the middle stage of the holy realm, and that was probably gone. By the way, Yuanyuan, Dakan sect recruits disciples, certainly not only ordinary disciples. There is no shortage of such disciples at any time, right? Chen Shang asked. Ordinary disciple. Fu Yuanyuan didn't understand. For example, I know how to refine alchemy, and I know how to make amulets and runes. Isn't it unusual for a disciple like me? During the assessment, I will also evaluate this aspect. A disciple like me, it should be very scarce, right? Chen Shang asked. Of course, Master Shen, if you know how to make alchemy and are proficient in runes, then it is naturally best. I will change the direction of assessment for Master Shen. Fu Yuanyuan heard it, and his eyes suddenly lit up. She knows Chen Zhang's level of runes, she can instruct Kunmin, it must be very strong. By the way, Sun Shen, which aspect do you want to attack? Alchemy or rune? Fu Yuanyuan asked. My pill and symbols are all. Report them to me, is that okay? Chen Shang smiled. No problem, Fu Yuya must think you are just an ordinary disciple. The assessment of an ordinary disciple is to fight and kill, test your strength and fight, it is very boring. She will set up obstacles for you in this respect, and she wants to. I'm busy. Fu Yuanyuan was very happy, and immediately left Longlin in to revise the assessment direction for Chen Shang. After the modification, Fu Yuanyuan came back immediately, and it was already night. On the top floor of the Longlin Inn, you can see the night view of the entire Dokumen market. Master Shen, the revision was successful. Master Shen needs to undergo an alchemy assessment and a rune assessment tomorrow, which may be a bit tiring. Fu Yuanyuan smiled. Master Shen's cultivation base is too low, if it is for the assessment of cultivation base and strength, that would be a disadvantage. If you rely on runes and alchemy, there will always be one that can survive. Chen Shang just smiled, his cultivation base is low, but his strength is not weak. At night, Chen Shang was in the Sky Garden, lying on a chair to rest, but he did not enter the room. He is waiting for the original master of the Holy Soul Puppet to come. If he does not come, it means that the original master has been seriously injured and cannot come temporarily. One night passed, very quiet. At dawn, after Chen Shang went back to the room to wash, he went to the examination hall of Dakan Gate with Fu Yuanyuan and Ke Yumeng. The examination hall is a huge building, different examination rooms. Because there is a black spot on his face, and because he has offended Fu Yuya, Chen Shang is particularly eye-catching. In the eyes of everyone, he had offended Fu Yuya for a few days, and he was not dead yet, and he was still alive and kicking without any injuries. This is a miracle. Everyone can only attribute his wealth to the reason he is very wealthy. After all, the local tyrants who can stay on the top floor of Longlin Inn are somewhat capable. Fu Yuya did not come today. In her eyes, Chen Shang will definitely be out today because she has arranged everything. She also knew that Chen Shang suddenly changed the assessment direction yesterday, but she still believed that Chen Shang would definitely fail the assessment. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4159, Rune Academy. The reason why Chen Shang applied for 2 exams was mainly because he was worried that one of them would be defrauded, which would cause him to fail. It doesn't matter if you fail the assessment. If Fu Yuanyuan loses her status as a disciple of Zijin Yuling, Chen Shang will feel very embarrassed. Master Shen, there is a building with a great alchemy furnace on the roof, which is where the examination of alchemy is done. The windows and outer walls of the building are full of various runes, which are used for the assessment of runes. Fu Yuanyuan pointed to the 2 buildings respectively. What is the building in the middle? Why are there so many people? Chen Shang asked. That's a battle assessment, because most people don't know how to make alchemy and runes, so they can only apply for this kind of exam. Fu Yuanyuan said. There is only one building for evaluating alchemy and runes, and there are 10 buildings for fighting and strength. No way, there are too many ordinary people. Ke Yumeng said. Even when evaluating alchemy and runes, there are very few people. Chen Shang didn't expect to be in the sanctuary, and it was still a sect like Dakun sect, and there were so few light disciples in alchemy and runes. He thought there would be a lot, but from this it can be seen that even in the current Aoshi universe, alchemists and refiners are relatively lacking. Of course, there is still a kind of soul celestial master, mainly for the soul, this kind is even rarer. It would be fine if Chen Shang wanted to become a spiritual master, but he didn't know that sanctuary had such a profession. Not to mention Chen Shang, even Fu Yuanyuan and Ke Yumeng didn't know. Master Shen, which one do you take first? Fu Yuanyuan asked. Let's rune. Chen Shang smiled. No matter what you test first, it will be fine. Chen Shang only felt that the building where the rune test was located was relatively close to him, so he went to test the rune first. Let's go. Fu Yuanyuan took Chen Shang over. She was also learning runes, and she wanted to know what Chen Zhang's runes achieved. Sister Yuan, what is the rune assessment like? K. Yumeng asked curiously. The total score is 700 points. I got 500 points in the test at that time, which is very high. The highest score ever is 550 points. Fu Yuan said. As long as there are 400 if you score, you can pass the assessment. A full score of 700 points, 400 points can pass. Chen Shang was a little surprised. This requirement is too low. Shen Gongzi, you don't know, even if there are very few people who can reach 400 points, if the standard is raised, I am afraid that many asterisk of Dakun sect will not be able to recruit rune disciples. Fu Yuan Lo said. In fact, it's not easy to get 400 points. Master Shen, you haven't participated in the assessment, so you don't know the content of the assessment. You think that the standard for passing the assessment is low. This is normal. When you take the assessment, you will know how difficult it is. Fu Yuan continued. She was worried about being looked down upon by Chen Shang. After all, she only passed 500 points in the test and is still 200 points away from the perfect score. This indeed sounds like her grades are not very good. However, in the rune assessment, this is considered a very good result. Coming to the outside of the examination room building, Fu Yuan and K. Yumeng went in and waited for Chen Shang outside. Chen Shang needs to take his own identity token and Fu Yuan's Zijin Yuling to enter the assessment. After entering, just give the examiner the verification token. Chen Shang entered the examination room building, which was empty and very quiet. Chen Shang, right, you are a man of the world. Fu Yuan's Zijin Yuling recommended you, but you are against Fu Yuya. The examiner is an elderly man with beard, examining the two tokens that Chen Shang handed over. Senior, if I offend Fu Yuya, will it affect my grades? Chen Shang also asked bluntly. Fu Yuya, is she a shit? Why can she affect our Rune Academy appraisal disciples? The examiner snorted with a very contemptuous look, a yellow-haired girl who relies on her family's prestige. The runes of the Rune Academy, she is considered a Harry, she is arrogant. Chen Shang was very surprised. He didn't expect that Fu Yuya, who was respected by so many people outside, was actually just a fart in the eyes of this Rune Academy. I don't know Fu Yuya, do you know? Senior, you said Fu Yuya knows she is a fart in the eyes of the Rune Academy. Chen Shang said his inner thoughts. She's just a fart, does anyone care about her? The examiner stroked her long beard, then handed the token to Chen Shang, and said with a smile, you kid, get Yuan's recommendation, you have to take a good chance. Fu Yuan is from the Rune Academy, and the examiner has a good attitude towards Chen Shang. Chen Shang used his mind to look at it, and the examiner was of good character, which relieved him a lot. Come with me. The old examiner took Chen Shang into a very comfortable small hall, pointed to a soft collapse on the ground, and said, sit down. The rune examination room and most of Asterisk have not been opened, because you opened it. The old examiner smiled. It's rare for anyone to come, so we will be very warm and entertain you. After speaking, there are elders coming in one after another. There were 8 old men who came in, and 9 old men with the examiner. You will be invigilated by the 9 of us. This is a rare treatment, you should cherish it. The old examiner laughed. The other old men also smiled. There are 9 old men, it is impossible to cheat. When will it start? Chen Shang could only smile politely. Seniors, juniors have to catch another assessment. To be honest, I also applied for the alchemy assessment at the same time, so I hope I can hurry. The old man present frowned when he heard Chen Zhang's words, and then there was a look of anger and disdain in his eyes. You can't be greedy. Rune and alchemy are very different, how can you learn both? Half-hearted, destined to have any future. The old examiner said harshly, if you after passing the rune examination, don't go to the examination for alchemy. The younger generation has learned a lot of alchemy. Runes are only learned by the way. What I love most is alchemy. Chen Shang answered truthfully. The old man present looked at Chen Zhang's eyes even more angry. An alchemist said that he had learned some runes by the way, so he came here for an assessment. Who do you look down on? You are also honest, but your attitude angered us. So it is not so easy for you to pass the rune test. The old examiner said, unless you give up participating in the alchemy test. Because for many days, people have come to participate in the rune assessment, and the Rune Academy has already had many new students. In the past, disciples would come to participate from time to time, but those disciples were very old and their level was not good. These old guys all felt that Chen Zhang's spirit was different from ordinary people, and he was a good seed for learning runes. Even if Chen Zhang's exam results were a little short, they would let Chen Shang pass. But now Shen Shang says that he learns runes only by the way, and what he loves most is alchemy. Are you angry? World Defying Dan God Chapter 4160, Genius Shen Shao. Chen Shang had just noticed that the people in the Rune Academy were very arrogant, so he dared to say that Fu Yuya was just a fart. So now he has to put on a very arrogant posture. If he is too modest, these old guys might look down on him. Your assessment should not be too difficult. I can pass the exam with my feet, Chen Shang said very confidently. What? Oh, you guys are too mad. Fu Yuya is the maddest young man I have ever seen, you look even mad than her. That dead girl had to converge a bit in front of our Rune Academy, but you didn't converge at all. The old examiner pointed at Chen Shang, looking very angry. Other elders also criticized Chen Shang for being too arrogant. The rune learner must be mad. The rune is strong when he is mad. Otherwise, the runes drawn are only conscientious and will not make the climate. Chen Shang said seriously. He wasn't fooling around. Xiao Xionglan, Lu Menger, and Shui Shenxian had all said so. Even though they are all female generations, they are all charming in front of Shen Shang, but when they use runes, they will show a kind of domineering power. Hearing Chen Zhang's words, the old men seemed to agree with him. Using rune patterns requires the heart to be higher than the sky, and the power to look at the sky and the earth, so that the runes can have heavenly power. Chen Shang said again. HMPH, you are right, but it doesn't mean that the runes you draw are strong enough. The old examiner found that Chen Shang could not be said. Moreover, the madness that Chen Shang showed did not make them feel disgusted too much. It was a natural madness. It's like, Chen Shang has crazy capital, he should be so crazy, so the old men actually think that Chen Shang is more pleasing to the eye. In contrast, they thought of Fu Yuya's madness. Fu Yuya's madness made them feel an urge to pinch her to death, or stomped her stinky face a few feet. There is a dark spot on Chen Zhang's face, but in the eyes of these old men, how pleasing to the eye. When thinking that Chen Shang is an alchemist, these old men want to beat their chests and feet, because their Rune Academy and the Holy Pill Academy are not at the same time. A total of 700 points, 7 assessments, as long as 500 points can pass the assessment. If you can get a perfect score, you can directly become a Zijin Yuling disciple of the Rune Academy, said the old examiner. The disciple of Zijin Jade Order from Rune Academy, is this different from ordinary Zijin Jade Order disciples? Chen Shang asked, is Yuan a disciple of Zijin Jade Order from Rune Academy? She's not. Her purple gold and jade order was obtained from the Battle Academy. The old examiner said. The purple gold and jade order of the Battle Academy, compared with our Rune Academy, is a fart. The other old men nodded one after another. Chen Shang raised his brows, and the people in the Rune Academy looked down upon them too much. So, isn't Fu Yuya's Zijin Yuling from the war court? Chen Shang asked. Yes, her Zijin Yuling is also a fart. The old examiner nodded. Wait, I remember Yuan said that you can pass the assessment by 400 points. Chen Shang frowned and said, how come you got me 100 points? Because you are half-hearted, so you are more demanding. If you can get 500 points in the test, you can prove that you are good, and we will be reluctant to accept you. The old examiner said. Alright, start now, Chen Shang said. He is still looking forward to it. If he gets a full score in the test, he can get the Zijin Jade Order. That's so awesome, you can despise Fu Yuya as a fart. This is a piece of talisman paper. This is a pen for drawing symbols. This is a set of defective saint runes. Give you half an hour to understand the incomplete low-grade saint rune pattern, and then draw it into a talisman. If you can't pass this level, go and refine your turtle pills, said the old examiner. Chen Shang only looked at the defective rune pattern drawn on the animal skin, and knew that it was incomplete. It was these old foxes who deliberately messed up several places, and then deleted a few more critical runes. If you don't have enough comprehension and can't understand where this set of runes is incomplete, then you can't draw a set of runes. Chen Zhang's savvy is extremely high. Not only can he see the incompleteness at a glance, but he also knows that there is a lot of room for improvement in this group of low-grade holy runes. He thinks it should be better if it is changed. In order not to find faults for these insidious old men, Chen Shang decided to improve this set of runes and try to get full marks in this item. Chen Shang just glanced twice, then picked up the pen. Are you about to start? The old examiner asked. Yes. What's the matter? Chen Shang asked in confusion. I will give you half an hour, you should take a closer look. The old examiner frowned and said, you are too impetuous, it's not good. No way, I'm a genius. Although I haven't been in contact with runes for long, this is pediatrics for me. It takes half an hour. This is a waste of my time, and I am not a fool. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he grabbed the pen to draw the talisman, injected his Daoyuan sacred power, condensed it on the nib, and then flew like a pen. The speed of drawing the runes was very fast, leaving only the afterimages. Hoo hoo hoo. Chen Shang waved his hand to bring the wind, and in a few blinks, a sacred talisman was drawn, which made the old men stunned. It's done, take a look. Chen Shang handed the talisman over. The old examiner opened his mouth in shock, his squinted old eyes went wide, and he was shocked beyond words. The speed of this talisman is as fast as lightning. Even for them, they can barely achieve this speed only if they draw very simple talisman. However, what Chen Shang was in contact with was the incomplete rune that they had obtained by 9 of them, which was strange rune to Chen Shang. Moreover, Chen Shang also revised the defects and improved even better, much better than what they had originally made. This is close to the middle rank sacred rune. An old man approached, took a look, and exclaimed, no, this should be the middle rank sacred rune. A group of old men gathered around the talisman and snatched it, and almost robbed the talisman. Where are these old men shouting? Show me, show me. Seniors, how many points can I score in the first assessment? Can I proceed to the next round of assessment? I'm in a hurry, Chen Shang shouted. After Chen Shang shouted so, the old men calmed down, but they were still very excited. Because Chen Shang is really a genius, they had read it right before. They suddenly felt that Chen Shang was very humble. If they had the talent of Chen Shang, they might be tens or hundreds of times stronger than Chen Shang. This, direct full score. Directly obtained the purple gold jade order from our Rune Academy. You will be a disciple of Dokumen Rune Academy from now on. And you are the disciple of my Wang Tianwen. The old examiner Wang Tianwen had just finished speaking when he was hit by an old man. Old king, you want to accept young Master Shen as a disciple. Have you ever asked me? The old man said with a look of contempt. You don't want to take a asterisk and take a picture of yourself, do you deserve to accept a genius as a disciple? Chen Shang looked dumbfounded, these old men actually fought. I'm the dean, I'm worthy. Wang Tianwen snorted. I'm not satisfied. Come on, let's single out, whoever wins and accepts Shen as a disciple. The fingers of his hands were holding a few golden sacred symbols, and the battle was about to start.